disaster.
Good morning and welcome to Sydney Parade. We're here for this Premier League clash, vital Premier League clash, between Balbriggan and Pembroke. And we're starting with Balbriggan having won the toss. They've decided that they'd like to bat first and put a score on the board. And it's a beautiful sunny summer's day with the church bells ringing in the background. I would almost use the word picturesque. I'm joined in the commentary box for the first time this morning by James Cresswell. James, good morning to you. Vital game for Pembroke.
Morning, Craig. Morning, all. Yes, it is. And what a fantastic day to start. And we're about to start now with Nick Stapleton bowling his first ball. Oh.
That shaped nicely back into him.
Straight from the get-go. Great line and length.
Dylan Lewes is the man at the non-striker's end, and Dara, I'm sorry, I don't know his first name, I will get to that in a minute.
Gavin Graham, or something like that, maybe. We'll get to that in a second, as Craig says. And Balbriggan be hoping to put on a decent score here, something to defend. I think you really need to be in the high 200s to be able to defend on this ground, or it's going to be wide, just down leg side. First run on the board for Balbriggan's team. And what a glorious day. Yeah, just the faintest hint of breeze, but beautiful sunshine, not a cloud in the sky. Well, virtually not a cloud in the sky.
What
Just
would
a
you
little
say,
bit of a wisp.
95% blue today?
Yeah.
I always like to keep an eye on the clouds here, but it's a lovely clear day.
Nope. Yeah.
That's nicely driven, but just to mid off and no run. So, even though we'd like to have a few people listening to the broadcast, I would recommend if you're in the Dublin vicinity to come on down and enjoy this, because this is going to be a glorious day for cricket.
Yeah, it might affect our viewing figures, but I'd far rather see an excellent crowd out. Of course, the club dinner is on tonight. Silver Foxes, I believe, are all waiting by their devices, waiting for a signal from Johnny Bell to come on down and start the night's festivities.
Yeah, I saw your idea for a signal, and I think that might work, but on the WhatsApp group. But yeah, if they can get through, I guess, domestic chores, etc., it'd be nice to get them down here a bit earlier and take part in some of the things that are on offer.
Well, Balbriggan are bottom of the league at the moment. They're in a bit of bother. Pembroke have to win this. If Pembroke win this, then the league goes down to a decider in Merion next Saturday,
Which would be excellent and so exciting.
If Pembroke get another tie, it still goes down to the last match, but Pembroke would have to beat Merion with full bonus points.
So there's a lot to play for today.
There certainly is. There certainly is. Now, I just have to check if Amanda's in the vicinity, having confused me earlier with numbers. Amanda, that number.
That's a better ball by Stapleton. Just results in a dot.
Okay, Niall, club ID.
Stapleton bowling right arm over to the left-hander. Hoping to bring the ball from off stump back on the leg stump. And he's got some great shape, but this one is whipped away off sort of middle stump. Will it get to the boundary? It does, and it's the first runs off the bat today. It's a boundary. So Dara scores. He's off the mark. And he'd be delighted with the way he did that. That was a very nice shot. Stapleton just struggling to find his line and length in his first over.
I think I have the right numbers in. 2637.
Last ball of the over coming up. It's been a good over for Balbriggan so far. Oh, that one just glides past the edge of the bat there. Goes through to the keeper for no run. And that's the end of the over. So first over down. Balbriggan a 6 for loss of no wicket.
Thank you.
And I would expect it to be Byron McDonough to open up from the nursery end.
Byron McDonough to me has been the find of the season.
Hello guys, how are we all?
Oh, without a doubt. Bowls a good line of length, but just as importantly at this level, he bowls pretty express pace. So just adjust the sight screen now. So 2 left-handers on
There we go.
out there at the moment. Don't see that too often. 2 opening batsmen who are lefties.
No. Dylan Lewis is native of South Africa, I understand. That's my understanding of that. And they're a Balbriggan native. I've seen Dylan Lewis play a couple of times for Balbriggan, and also I think for the Lightning. He's a good player. You can move that down, James, if you want.
No, I might just a fraction.
Just
He's brutal. Yeah.
there we go. And then Niall will come around later on and tilt the screen.
No, just saying the sight screen in the background. I moved it about 20 yards and had to move it back. I think
Yeah.
confused about it was on strike. Anyway,
Ollie Riley.
Ollie Riley, sorry. Oh, it's
Another good first up.
just tempting outside the edge of the bat there. Due to ground's in great nick.
Just as we're about to hand it back.
Yeah, I know.
It's always the way. So, James, it's been a good season. I mean, it's been a windy season. That would be the word I'd use to describe it.
Well, definitely August.
What are your highlights of the year?
Well, there's quite a few actually. I'd have to think about that one, but
Well, I'll leave that with you for a few minutes.
I'd say probably actually watching a couple of weeks ago the women's seconds play out here, and Emma Mullen getting some of her best scores, and then one after the other in particular. I'd say be watching Nick Stapleton bowl and bat. In any game, really, he's just been outstanding. Just the way the Pembroke First have gone from strength to strength and really gelled as a team. You know, when it's impossible to really pick out highlights of that. You look at
The first team have only lost one game this season.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was in the Irish Senior Cup.
You look at the amount of wickets Gavin Hoey's accumulating. Just watching him bowl last, and into provincials as well. You look at JJ Garth, Dermot Tucker at the opening of the innings, the Tectors. Where do you stop? Hollands, Fiacre. It's just been outstanding cricket all round. I mean, it's to rival anything you'd see on an international scene in a lot of ways.
Well, I think the club have certainly with regards to the first 11, Connor Mullin, Breen O'Rourke on the coaching side of things, but Captain Nick Stapleton, I mean, he really has instilled a professional outlook in this Pembroke side.
Without a doubt. It's good fielding out there. That's just to highlight
you see it at nets, you see it pre-game. I mean, we see a lot of pre-game because we're setting up the stream and watching Niall set up the stream. But yeah, it's incredible. I was watching them doing their fielding practice earlier on, and it was faultless. They all knew where they were meant to be at what time, and where they were going to be aiming their throw or who they were throwing it to next. I mean, it was just absolutely precision. And then you see it reflected on the field of play. There's no doubt about that.
Well, that's obviously comes into why, except for one game, they're undefeated for the season. It's pretty remarkable. Anyway, that was another great over. Just to highlight your points, there was a maiden. Good fielding, good bowling. And the score, as a result, of course, after 2, is 6 for the loss of no wicket. But, I've seen... lots of good highlights, I suppose, this year.
Points, I believe, for the side they put out against us. They'll get top points again. And you know what? They're doing the same to Marion as they did to us. So, look, this is the important game. If we win this, then it goes down to the last day. If we don't win this, it doesn't.
Dara now to face Stapleton again. Stapleton's second over. No, look, you're absolutely been right. It's reflected in just how well they performed this year.
Well, the firsts have certainly been a highlight. The women's firsts, they cantered the league.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Won that with games to spare. I mean, that was and on a lot of the heartening thing about that was on a lot of occasions, did so without their representative stars.
Yeah, there's
Lou Little,
Hannah.
Orla Prendergast, Hannah Little, Sarah Forbes, who got picked for Ireland this year, and delighted to see that. So yeah, I mean it's a very positive season for the first 11s on both sides of the club, and I'm sure that will be reflected in alcohol consumption this evening.
No, it's great to see, and some of those seconds players step up when asked. McDonald's sisters, Zoe Bell, amongst others. Annabelle. Stapleton to continue. Oh,
nice and short, hooked around the corner, falls short of the fielder though, but well, creating opportunities, and the Balbriggan batsman not afraid to take on the short ball.
Yeah, no, it's good to see you play your shots. In a lot of ways, it was good that he didn't actually middle that. Otherwise, it probably would have gone straight down the neck of the.
I think it's Ollie Riley down there.
Yeah, but I think it actually hit his glove, so he's just
punched it,
just shaking off a bit of the intensity there out of his fingers.
Yeah.
Ouch.
You're
Anyway,
quite right though. Ollie Riley there would have been in the game if he got hold of it in the middle. You never really looked in control of the shot. Stapleton now.
Oh, what a leave! Yeah, that totally bamboozled him. Oh my goodness, he didn't realise it was going to shape back in, I don't think, and he left that.
I am amazed at that wicket. That looked like a horrible leave. I want to see that on replay because it must have come back a hell of a lot to knock over the stump like that. And you see the angle the stump went as well.
That wasn't...
That's an error in judgment, I'm afraid, by Dylan Lewis. He departs with no runs to his name. It's 7 for 1, and Nick Stapleton, well, he'll be delighted with that. That's one you'll see on replay again and again. And in fact, I would suggest that in Lilyfield at the moment, somebody's pressing back up on their browser.
Yeah.
Just to watch that delivery again. That was an absolute peach, but...
That was quite outstanding because it wasn't that wide.
Batsman is at fault there. He left one that pitched in line.
Yeah.
Which you normally would expect to slide on past, and it just came back and knocked over that stump beautifully. Well, it's Rowe to the wicket now.
The right-hander. So we're now going to have a left and right-hand combination. Yeah, quite extraordinary. But anyway...
look, my daughter down in Kerry is enjoying the commentary as they have their morning coffee.
There you go.
Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Niall.
Morning, guys. Digs out to Yorker there from Stapleton. Number 3, you'd hope to, you wouldn't have to come in for at least 10 overs or so. But
well, that's not the case today.
No.
The bag I took from the house this morning is in the footwell of that car. The keys are up there.
This one just down leg.
More runs to the total. Just the one, though. Fielder down there. We'll keep it to that one.
Did well not to get any bat on that, actually. And tickle it through to the keeper. Another run to the Balbriggan score.
Just for those of you out there, of course, who are keeping half an eye in the Phoenix Park in the hope that what looks to be a weakened Phoenix side taking on Merion today, if they can take any points off Merion. Merion at the moment are 6 without loss in the 4th over. Meanwhile here, Balbriggan, that was an immense wicket. If that one doesn't appear on Niall's end of season highlights reel, I'd be amazed.
That's extraordinary. Because I actually thought he must have been, a couple of stumps outside of off stump line sort of thing, and brought it right back. But it was actually a lot more accurate than I thought it was at first glance.
Well, Cameron Rowe is the new batsman. It's not his first ball. He'll be facing Ollie Riley coming in from the nursery end, and there's a change of sight screen because now we've got a right and a left-hander, so it's going to be lots and lots of fun. I just hope that Nick Stapleton continues over the wicket and doesn't move the sight screen.
Yeah, the old Pembroke earthquake. Here we go. Riley bowling second over.
Oh, that's up in the air. Hollins is underneath it, and he takes the simplest of catches, and Riley picks up his first wicket of the day, and that brings Pembroke to a second wicket, and Balbriggan only 8 on the board. 3.1 overs gone.
Well, here you go. Dismiss timed this completely. Just top edged it really, or leading edge maybe even. Just straight up in the air.
I have to say, I was surprised not to have seen Christopher Flacius coming in yet. I suspect he will be the next man. He's played for the Lightning this season, and he is a fine another left-handed batsman.
And he's in good touch too. So he's got some good runs this week.
Yeah, he's a fine batsman.
And a lot of pressure is going to be on him now to build an innings, because now we have two. We have the number 2 and number 3 batsmen for Balbriggan out without scoring. So these two now, the hopes of Balbriggan are resting on their shoulders. De Freitas and Dara. And this is not going according to their plan, but Pembroke will be delighted.
Oh. It's horrible when you hear that again. Thanks very much to those of you contributing to the live chat. As I said, my daughter down in Kerry, surprising her partner's family down there, I suspect. I saw a video. Niall wasn't meant to be coming back from Sydney, and then they knocked on he knocked on his own front door, and his mum opened the door, and it was a lovely one of those touching scenes you'd see in a. I was going to, perhaps not a Hollywood movie, but maybe Bollywood or Nollywood. And it's a lovely touching scene. It's always great when
put your mum
turn up.
Put your mum in the A&E, one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's great to have them back. My eldest, Jenny, is going to join us here later on.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, we're just different.
Well, I hope they can get a chance to come down and bathe in this sunshine.
Lovely day.
Yeah.
This is what the summer should have been like.
Oh, gee, did well to keep that off when going back onto the stumps, didn't he?
Well, he managed to get something in the way of it. Inside thigh, glove, bat, something. It all jammed up in that. Harry Tector fielding down at third here. He had a successful week. He was playing in the interprovincials against the Northwest here at Pembroke on Wednesday, Thursday. Bit of a damp squid, if I'm to be absolutely honest. The Northwest batting showing a bit of frailty, and that ended up costing them. They're good cricketers. I've seen them play very well in the past, but this week they weren't good.
Yeah.
Oh, Niall hasn't replayed it, so you can't see it. Yeah. You're going to have to book your replays in advance.
Yeah.
Good week with the ball, anyway.
Yeah, no, I was impressed. He did well.
Yeah, then you're into it. What am I doing? Yeah. Which foot do I start on?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've had all that. Sometimes you just have to get out of your own head. Yeah. Yep. I'd have taken that on there. Yeah.
It interests me in perspective, yeah.
The life of the part-time bowler, isn't it?
Mm. De Freitas now, seen 4 balls.
That's a shot he particularly likes playing. Anything on his body, he gets round the corner.
He's quick between the wickets.
He certainly is.
So
The thing
his
is,
partner.
he sets off at a good pace. He's got good acceleration.
Yeah, he's committed, isn't he?
So, another over gone. That's 4 gone now. Balbriggan find themselves 9 for 2. Thanks very much for Kate for getting in touch from the Nick Stapleton fan club.
Evening, Kate.
Yes.
And the rest of the crew over there in Sydney and surrounding areas. It's always great to have you.
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine.
Once I don't just go backwards again, and I've been pushing you down to try and make it quiet.
And then I go quiet as well.
Okay, right.
And you go really loud. Let's mess with Niall today. What a wicket, what a catch. And you go really over the top, and the sound levels.
He's just grabbing the ball. Yep, okay. Sorry, folks, just messing with your heads. Anyway, back to the being serious. Nick started his 3rd over.
And again, 2 left-handers, they'll like just clipping those ones away. But you have to make sure you get bat on ball, that's for certain.
Yeah, that was probably if any criticism you could say about that ball, was just maybe it was a bit too straight or too on middle and leg, but you know, nicely played.
Stapleton 1 for 9 from 2.5 overs.
Yeah, be delighted with his side's performance so far. Gee, what a dream start for Pembroke. He bother to get out of the way of that, didn't he?
Just as you say, dream start.
Yeah.
Fires one down the leg side as if to say boo-hoo to you.
Well, he's just struggling a bit with his line. He's got a few wides today.
Randwick with us as well today. I think we have more Australian viewers than Irish viewers. All viewers from Australia.
Down in Melbourne.
Which state's Melbourne in, James?
Victoria. He's a Victorian, yay! Anyway. It's well defended.
Nicely played away again, but that gap, well, Pembroke are just closing that gap, I think. I don't think there'll be too many more runs from there.
So, Craig, on a personal level, do you think it'd be rude if we asked some of the support staff here to maybe...
I'll co-commentator, I think you mean.
Yeah.
Well, look, if you're willing to wait another 6 overs, I don't mind going and getting the coffee, and I'll leave you.
Times are tough, folks. The coffee machine...
We're out of coffee in Pembroke. Oh. I would have thought that would have been a poor thing to do on the night of the dinner. I suspect Philip Byrne is currently in the cash and carry, loading his 2nd trolley with coffee. There's coffee here. There's coffee at this end.
We just
of the
don't have a
round.
machine that we can fire up, do we?
We have the machine here.
I know we have, but we can't fire it up because it might bring the whole edifice down.
So why not just take it down to the clubhouse? Oh, Niall says we can.
Oh,
plus also, we can plug it in there with the scoreboard.
Oh. Did he get anything on that?
That was a lovely dive across by Greg Hollins. It was somersaulterish. You know the way...
It was not during an important game, and I was expecting the scoreboard to disappear.
Yeah. Coffee machines are notorious consumers of electricity.
But it's all for a good cause.
Yes. Yes, I've already had my half pint.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the cricket.
19 for 2, 4.5 gone. Stapleton continues. Another one goes down the leg side. That's a lovely take from Greg Hollins.
It's very athletic.
Well, you'd expect a strength and conditioning coach to be fairly fit. It's not like PE teachers. I mean, I'm sure we all have our own stories from our childhood of the PE teacher who just stood in the middle with a whistle.
Yeah, and his donut and his coffee. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful delivery.
What a comeback there.
Well, he threw in the Yorker and it got in under Dara's defences and crashed into the stumps, and Balbriggan in big trouble here. 20 for 3, and Stapleton picks up a second, and I'd say that is ball of the day, even more than the one that was left.
Did he get a bit of an inside edge onto the stumps?
Here it is now. James, what do you think?
Well, he obviously overcorrected, but she went wide there, and he just played on inside edge onto the stumps, and he cannot believe that he's done that. He's looked at the bottom of his bat. Yep, that's not going to help you, mate. But anyway, Stapleton shows his class, picks up another wicket.
20 for 3 now, as
wow,
Bilal Iqbal comes to the middle and joins Chris de Freitas. But one has to think that perhaps de Freitas is carrying an awful lot of responsibility here for seeing that Balbriggan can get to a score that they might actually defend. Oh, there's the man. He'd got the gauge.
That's a price that's too high for the price that we're paying. Wow, I think...
Oh, Niall's done a coffee, I can tell.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to have to get one made. So if all the pictures and all the sound disappear, folks...
Just be comforted by the fact that Niall has his coffee.
Yeah, that's it. So if you were going out there as a batsman now, I think I'd just be thinking, just survive this opening onslaught. My God. Oh, and as he gets a very, very lucky edge onto the
was it
ball
an edge?
there. It looks like it.
I thought it was his foot. We'll see what the umpire
Wow.
signals. The two umpires conferring, and
It might have been his foot, but
wide. A given. Came off nothing.
okay, that's really unusual.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well,
we'll
yeah.
go with that. It's been.
Make up your own mind, folks.
Look at this for an over though. 2 wide, dot wide, 4 leg byes, 1 wide, wicket, and now 5 wides.
Yeah, it's all happening.
Mixing it up today, Stapleton.
And he got the inside edge.
And he's given, and he's on his way. And
That's
Iqbal does not last long at all. He's not happy. He's not leaving. And now, finally, he departs. Umpire Aidan Sievers, and now conferring with umpire Declan Ryan. Not conferring, just confirming, I think. They both knew that had taken something. Stapleton was absolutely convinced. And it was a beautiful wicket to take. So 25 for 4. And one's thinking, James, we're going to have plenty of time between packing up and going to the dinner.
Yeah. We might not even get to have a coffee yet. This one here, cut him in half. Bit of glove on that or something.
Didn't he used to play for...
Yeah. Cut his arm in half, yeah. Well, another one falls for Balbriggan. 25 for 4.
This is a procession now. Pembroke doing a very professional job. The only thing I would worry about here is if the first team finish by 4 o'clock, they will start drinking at 4 o'clock.
Well, it'd be rude not to, really. But, yeah, it could be a slightly rowdy annual dinner tonight.
This is the most incredible over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 14. 2 for 14 in this over.
This is probably more wides in this over than Stapleton's bowled the whole series. But he's picked up 2 wickets, and it's, geez.
After this delivery, I think it's time we went and had a look at the batting card.
Yep.
keeps that one out. That's the end of the over. 5 gone, 25 on the board. Nice run rate of 5 and over, but 4 wickets down. And here is the batting card. James, take us through that.
Wow, that's good reading if you're a Pembroke fan. My goodness, look at that top order. 3 out for 7 runs. Stapleton, Riley, Stapleton.
He's going to jump in with you now. But what sort of coffee? What sort of coffee do you want? Harry, do you want anything up the shops? Luke's Late Sport or anything?
Can I just get a cappuccino, please? And
You all right?
Some runs to chase?
Sausage sandwich or something, I'll pay you back. Or just something to eat. Yeah. Thank you. Wow, so sorry folks, just a bit
good.
distracted there with a coffee order.
3 ducks so far.
3 ducks. Well, that's just bad reading from a Balbriggan's point of view. That's just an awful start. It really hasn't been their season. Riley now trying to pick up his second. He's only conceded 3 runs in his 2.1 overs. Picked up a wicket. And Balbriggan here heading down the road in a heap of trouble. And I'd like to welcome Graham Mooney for the first time today.
Good morning, James.
Morning.
Good morning, all. What a start for Pembroke.
It's
And it just continues.
well,
Where
you'd
is
have
the
to-
relief for Balbriggan?
Well, I think it's all going to fall on this batsman here, De Freitas. He's in
Yeah.
good nick in into provincials this week. He's
Yeah.
got some good runs.
He got a ton in the league a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but it's, you can only bat if you've got guys who stick at the other end for you.
Yeah.
And he'll be sitting there going, "Oh, what am I going to do?"
Well, at the moment, last.
Well, that's it,
It's
just
so-
survive.
Yeah. When the bowling is this good, sometimes you just nod your head, tip your cap and say, well bowled, and move to the next delivery. Be thankful you're still out there.
The problem they're going to have is that really there's quite a few bowlers that you could actually have as an opening bowler. So the second change, the first change I should say, is
Well-
still going to be like Brian McDonough.
Standing, 5 metres from us, we've got Harry Tector,
Yeah.
who opened the bowling last week to great success. So he's to come. You have Howie.
Oh, yeah.
who-
Right, Byron
who-
McDonough, those 3 alone could open up the bowling
Yeah.
any time, as you say.
But
I could tell you were being like me this morning. It's like, I just need coffee.
Yep.
the only thing, again, with it's similar to last week. Just looking at the selection of Pembroke, you could argue. Oh no, well, sorry, I've just seen the team sheet put in front of me. Ollie Riley has come in this week, which last week we were missing that third seamer, so it's much more balanced this week, which is great.
Definitely.
I think Pembroke were lucky last week that 2 seamers were enough. We were very spin heavy, but the spinners came off.
Well, it's going to be an interesting, not problem, but opportunity for Stapleton then. Does he just keep bowling pace and try and get extra breakthroughs, or do we bring on spin just to...
I'd say he'll go. He might give Ollie Riley a little tweak in the next couple of overs. Sorry, that is Ollie Byron. Byron,
Yeah.
who's been so successful this year. Give him a tweak. When you've taken, when you've taken 3 wickets, do you take yourself off? He's continuing anyway.
No,
for
he
this
shouldn't
over.
take himself off yet. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But it's kind of like, it's almost like he's got so many options that you can just bamboozle yourself as a captain of what do I do?
Overthink.
Because it doesn't really matter what I do, really. It's all going to be pretty good.
It's a great pack of cards to have, bowling cards you have in your pockets. It's like he's got an extra ace up the sleeve while he sits at the table.
And it's fielded beautifully at point.
Like
JJ
these bowlers are so lucky to have these fielders around them as well. You've got one of the best fielding units in the league. to be backed up by like catchers, ground fielders, all the butted arms to cut twos into ones. You'd love to be able to bowl with them around you, wouldn't you?
Well, exactly right, and especially with sort of Harry Tector, Tim Tector, JJ Garth especially, and there's others, of course, and all the rest of them. But when they throw it to stumps, they very rarely miss.
Yeah.
So if you're going for a cheeky, quick single, boy, you've got to back yourself.
That's like last week. We had that great run out. We had a great catch at second slip by Fiacre, the one that hit him in the head.
Yeah.
His little trick shot. Oh, he's gone for that. Doesn't carry the fine leg. Batsman willing to take it on. He saw a chance to swing the arms and attempted the pull, but only got a bit of glove on it. Safely, though, down to the fine leg for one.
He's off the mark. He'd be happy about that. That's, more than three of the other batsmen have done. Now, De Freitas comes on strike. And he just being patient, as you would expect.
Well,
it is
there's patience and then there's just surviving.
Well,
I think it's just surviving rather than patience.
Well, it is. It's good bowling too, but it's too high.
There's just at the moment obviously the way Nick moves the ball back into a left-hander, he's probably delighted to see so many left-handers in the Balbriggan side. He does swing that ball from what would be off to leg for a left-hander very well. He gets a lot of right-handers LBW that way.
Yeah. Well, he's taken 3 wickets so far. Just imagine if you hadn't had any wides, it might be 3 for none or 3 for 1 at the moment.
Well, at the moment, that's a nice shot.
Good shot.
Yeah, that's forward. No, you wouldn't even jog 2 steps when you hit the ball that well, and with that outfield. Well, out of 30 runs, 16 have been extras.
Yeah. Well, that was a lovely shot. I mean, that's what De Freitas need to keep doing for Balbriggan. He needs to take whatever he can, whatever width there, and turn it into runs.
Yeah, it was nicely, it's kind of a left-hander's dream delivery.
Yeah, no, he's in top form. And we need to have a game here. We want Balbriggan to post a score that's a nice ball. That's a beautiful ball. He just gets that great length, Stapleton. Makes it difficult for the batter to come forward or go back. Keeps you in 2 minds, and this time just let through to go to the keeper. But, okay, so after 7, it's 30 for 4. And
Ollie Roddy to continue.
Balbriggan would be hoping that these two keep going to drinks at least. Put something on the board.
Well, that's got to be your target, Not to look at the scoreboard, rather just try to get the drinks, and maybe turn it into a T20 slugfest with some wickets in hand. And at the moment, that's what you might be looking at.
Well, you'd be doing you're thinking about all the usual cliches about batting the overs and whatever like that. But when you got your 4 top, batters out, it's a bit of an ask. So, and especially against the bowling attack that Pembroke have. Well, you think, if you can make it to drinks, that's going to be a bit of a big mountain to climb, let alone make it through to 50.
But it's a funny old game. Things happen. It ain't over till it's over.
Super over. Yeah, it's always a super over chance. This one's worked nicely off the legs and gets past.
That's clipped lovely for 4.
And it's going to go for 4.
Yeah. That outfield will always give you a 4 when you beat the infield. It's joy to bat out there.
Oh, you get brilliant value for runs here.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like we're playing on top of a pool table.
Yeah.
It's just nice and hard surface. The grass is cut really, really low. It's just...
And being old school and all, why would you hit the ball in the air when the ground is that nice?
Yeah.
A cover drive all the way along the ground. There's nothing finer. Forget your 6s.
Drifting our leg just gets a bit too much moving on it. Balbriggan to take every ball, every run they can get. It's been uncharacteristically loose in the bowling, one could say, about Pembroke today. Maybe as you get towards the end of the season, shoulders are getting a bit stiff and a bit sore. Just trying a bit too hard maybe at times. Oh, thick edge there.
Always going wide a second slip. Just be the one down to third man.
Harry Tector fields that one easily, makes no mistake, has it in quickly.
I think with Louis, one of his last years. Yeah. Know what I mean?
Just change your line now. Just squares up the batsman, De Freitas. He's happy just to defend that one. Both batsmen now on 6.
Symmetry.
Yeah, just need to keep chipping away here.
Look, they've the last 2 overs have brought 2 very nice boundaries. So the batsmen know if they can get a bit of bat on ball, keep it on the ground, be boring, and just pierce that infield while the power play's on, there's value for your shots. Problem is, the great thing about Ollie Riley and Nick Stapleton says they're not giving many of those chances.
No, they're not. It's interesting watching O'Reilly. He's got a very front-on action.
And it's his first game in a while. He hasn't played in the month of August, to my memory. It's been a few weeks since I've seen him, so he's come back in very well.
Yeah, he's got lots of talent.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's nicely played off the
oodles
pads there. Just
he's all. You'd like to think he's reached his full height.
well, he must be what,
He's
6'5" or
yeah.
something.
So if he's reached his full height, then all that's left to him at his age, with the growth spurts over, is then just working on his skill set as a fast bowler, and then just trying ways of just inching that pace up a little. That
I think
clicks on the old speedometer.
Well, you know that he'll be easily be able to put through a short delivery.
Oh yeah,
Height like that. Just needs to get some variation. This one's just left. Oh, is it kept low?
Yeah. Oh no, like I said, a little bit. It's the skill set of the deliveries and knowing what the ball's going to do. That'll be what he'll need to work on over the next 3-4 years, because he's already showing at this age. He's rightfully here.
Right.
Tell you something, that Don
played
Bradman
off
couldn't
there
bat
to
to save his life.
Mid-wicket
Don
region.
Bradman couldn't bat to save his life.
Anyway, end of the over there. 8 down. 38 for 4.
Sorry, folks. Just listening to Wild Bill is hilarious at the moment.
We've got a
We can't put a
staple
mic
off
up.
the club here who's he's got some strong opinions. Let's put it that way.
We can't put a mic on him for obvious reasons.
No,
But anyway, yeah, that Root lad, he got bad apparently.
he's done it right for himself.
Yeah,
Old Root. Yeah.
3,300, 17 in his last 60 odd, or what was it in his last 70 odd
Ton
test?
yesterday.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know how. He's lucky to be playing, really.
Yeah. He was playing. Anyway, everyone has an opinion, and we know
That's
saying.
the beauty of this game.
Stapleton to continue.
Because
Nicely played.
Yeah,
Just
good
on the,
running.
leg side there. Scampers through for a single.
Because it's really, it's like the questions you ask in cricket's in cricket parlance, when you ask certain questions, it's like comic nerds.
Yeah.
When you ask who's the best superhero, who's the best all rounder, who's the best batter of all time, it jumps. There's nothing that'll get the hairs on somebody's neck rising quicker. So Stapleton continuing from St. John's Road ends. Again, he's just that lovely rhythm. Easy flow, easy action. You can nearly see him bowling this, this way in 5 years. Easy. He's just such an easy action.
I understand Nick will be leaving these shores very, very shortly.
Well, well, we should be having words. We now know, have a connection with head of customs in Ireland.
Yeah.
Right. So we just sort out he doesn't get to leave the country.
No, he's been such a great asset for the club and just for Irish cricket in general.
Didn't quite get hold of all of that, but just enough again with the field in for the power play, and with that lovely outfield, it just trickles over the line for 4. So this Balbriggan batsman not afraid to take on the short ball. So little game of cat and mouse will progress here.
Well, not a fourth of the total. Again, just keep building this innings. That's well left. Just shaping away from the batter. Gets forward and just lets that go through.
Come on, me.
This one just bounces, sets up nicely for the batsman. He was onto it quickly, plays it into the ground, around the corner, and straight to the fence. Yeah. Lovely shot.
Oh, it was a bit more of a balloon bounce. That's not quite Venom in it. So he was able to just pull that from outside off stump into the vacant mid-wicket area.
I just think Stapleton's struggling with the bowling today compared to his usual sort of standard. So maybe it's time. He's bowled 5 now. His figures are pretty good still, 31 for 3. But maybe it's time for a change. Some would argue that, keep in mind, I'd argue maybe
we're going to get
shake up a bit. We're going to get change from the nursery end.
Yeah, Harry Tector.
Yeah, he bowled
just so he could get away from Bill's comments. I'm safe in saying that Bill won't watch this back. But not a bad bowler to be able to bring on internationals.
He bowled well this week in the interprovincials that they had here at the club. Took 3 wickets. So
but
his confidence will be high.
You reckon though from the up now we'll see probably a change at the St. John's Road after this over?
Well, I'd be
definitely go for
if
it.
Gavin Hoey's not brought on to the next.
Maybe Byron.
No, I'd say.
That kicked him.
Hit something there. It was played out to the sort of deep cover region, and it just an awkward bounce to the fielder. Anyway, no run.
Well, depending on how Harry goes from the nursery ends, I wouldn't mind seeing maybe 2 overs from Byron just to give him a run out, get his arm moving, get the back bending, and then you could see him, if he gets a bit of luck, keep him going, or then bring Gavin on.
Well, the Pembroke captain, sport for choice, as we mentioned earlier. I'm liking the way this batsman here, the Oliveira, is actually displaying his shots. He's looking quite good when he gets his arms free. He's been quite effective. Well,
he's 14 runs to his name. 12 of them have come from 3 very good boundaries. So again, as we keep saying, that's going to be wide. That kicked. You're going to get value if you pierce the outfield. The question will be when the power play kicks it finishes at the end of this over. And that's nice. When the fielders can spread a little, how easy they find it to pierce to the boundary, and where they try to manufacture the shots then.
Well, Yeah, there's a bit of a good contest at the moment happening out there in the middle. There's a bit of bounce there. He just didn't get onto that one as like he'd like, but it's still going to be effective. The batter just played it away onto the onside. He picks up a single.
Yeah, he'll feel as if he missed out there. That was a long hop, really, from some of the attacker standards.
But I like the way that he's going for it. You know, he's obviously got some good aggression there. Make sure if you're going to hit it, make sure it's hit. And that one's played nicely. Just squirts off the bat out to the point region. No run.
Yeah, I like though how Pembroke bring on the spinner just before the end of the power play.
Yeah, he's got Nteta's bowling some good variation here. That's a nice shot, but it's well fielded.
Yeah,
no run.
Garrett there in the cover.
Yeah, JJ Garth probably arguably the best fielder in competition.
I'm getting what I want. I'm getting what I said.
Yeah.
It's going to be Byron McDonough from the St John's Road end, one of Pembroke's best bowlers this season. Certainly, figures alone will say that. But he really has been bowling so well in the last month and a half.
Another tall man, and he gets some really good pace. I'd say
he gets his drinks at the bar quite easily.
Yeah, and he really whips it through. I'd say he's probably the quickest bowler I've seen in the competition. I haven't seen everyone, of course, but you know, for what games I have seen, he's pretty sharp.
I'm trying to think because like that, I've seen every team, so I'm trying to think who is the quickest.
Anyway, I'd definitely want to be wearing my Browns if I was out there.
That's why they wear colours now.
Yeah.
Look at this lovely white linen.
Anyway, the 50 up for Balbriggan. That's a good milestone to reach. Still plenty of work to be done, but this is looking good. De Oliveira, he's on 15 off his 14 face. I'm liking that.
Shorts.
That's
carved.
Beautifully carved away on the offside there. Straight to the boundary. It's another 4 runs to the total. Welcome to the game, Byron.
Yeah. Well,
this lovely shot.
So we're in end of the first power play. Pembroke, with it being Byron's first over, it's good to see they're keeping the slips in, giving them a chance, not reverting straight away to fielders in the deep, keeping this attacking field going. At the moment, there is only 1 or 2 outside the ring, both behind the bats. Here's one of them down to third man.
It's interesting, a tall man bowling to a tall man. Maybe just not getting the bounce that he normally enjoys. There's De Oliveira is playing that very nicely. He's moved on to 20. And De Freitas now facing. He's on 9. He's been very conservative, as you would expect.
Little change around the wickets. So yeah.
Yeah, a bit of an earthquake here.
Yeah.
As the sight screen is
little
being
apology for
moved.
that. Yeah. Unfortunately, the right-hander needs to come around the wicket to the left-hander. Yeah. So definitely now he's not facing at the moment. It's the Freitas on strike, but when De Oliveira is facing, I certainly hope. That's a good.
That's
brilliant.
It's a beautiful ball and taken.
What a catch!
Edge to the keeper, who takes a great catch, diving to his left.
Greg Collins, superb.
And that is a lot of bad news for for Balbriggan. They really needed him.
I just love that reaction.
Overs and overs and overs, but it just wasn't to be today. And the key, or one of the keys, to Balbriggan's innings has now just perished.
I just love Greg's reaction here. Everyone's running in. It's like, that's just another, every day I do that. Yeah, that's no biggie.
Line of length.
Oh, that's a great catch. Now, granted, it's the type of catch you want the man with the gloves on to take. That's what he's there for, but it still has to be done, and that was expertly done.
Absolutely. It was pretty good pace, and it was a beautiful, just got the hand out there. And the Freitas will be devastated, especially after the form that he's shown this week in the interprovincials. And now Balbriggan are in a heap of trouble. 55 for 5. And it's going to take some special doing here to pull these irons out of the fire, that's for sure.
As you said, the Freitas seem to be wanting to survive, get himself deliveries, which all season, if you can get yourself 60, 70 deliveries here, it is the key. So he was kind of looking to survive there. But the Oliveira has been the one attacking.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
he's still there. So there's still hope Balbriggan can try and get a score on his back.
It's one of the awful things about the game is when you go out there and you feel like you're under pressure and you have to play within yourself, that you change your natural. Sometimes you don't play like you naturally would. You wouldn't be as aggressive because you're trying to not get yourself out, and you just get yourself into a bit of a negative or stilted mindset, and that's maybe what happened to the Freitas today. This one here,
another close one to the bat. He just left the bat hanging there. Often you see them can just get a little tickle, but nothing, just a dot ball. But I'm glad to see the change of bowling. I want to pay dividends. It's really setting up nicely if it lasts long enough for the spinners. To rip through the tail.
Oh, the rock now facing.
Oh, little stutter there. And he should have stopped there.
Too much shape away there. He's lucky not to be called wide. But
he lost it in his run up there just as he was reaching the umpire. It seemed to stumble, and he continued.
He's doing a bit of gardening there, just on his foot marks.
Yeah.
Well, first hour almost finished here, and Balbriggan got an opportunity for this young man here
55.
to support in a good way. Not a bad shot, just plays around to the offside.
Gets you off the mark, you're happy.
Now,
just lets it run off the face of the bat down to third man.
You can look at it two ways, I suppose, that lots of pressure onto these two guys, but I suppose also if you're not in contention to take any silverware this year, it might be just a bit of freedom for these two to actually bat out and see some good overs, see some time in the middle.
We're going to have a quick
play some good scores for yourself and your team.
Yeah, we're going to have a quick change of bowling. Just the one over for Harry Tector, and we're going straight to Gavin Howie's leg spin. Yeah. So he's going to have left-hander, right-hander to bowl at. The form he's in.
Yeah, Gavin Howie's in top form at the moment with the ball and the bat.
Yeah, so a well-deserved call-up to the test squad during the season. So only bigger and better things to come for the young lads.
Yeah, he's really worked hard to stake his claim and get selected.
It's just unfortunate the test match happened in Ireland where you weren't going to pick two spinners.
Anyway, the Oliveira, is it Oliveira is facing?
No, the Roach.
No, I think that's... Oh, yeah, maybe it is the Roach.
Yep.
Sorry.
He got the single at the end of the over to keep himself on strike. So
just making some adjustments to the side screen into the field.
So Howie from the nursery ends. Straight on it. I'm a little bit disappointed in a way he's not bowling from this end. We had the joy of watching him bowl from the St. John's Road end last week. So we just got a perfect view of his action and what the ball was doing. It's not going to be as great from this end, but batsmen getting in our way.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a joy
so
to watch
much
because of the variations that he can get. I mean, obviously he has stop balls, but even the stop balls, he can just vary it enough to entice the batsman to come forward or just get an edge. They brought in another slip as a result of that previous ball there.
Well, it's the amount of bounce he gets, which makes him so difficult and so dangerous. He just doesn't just turn it.
No,
he gets a kicking off a length. For whatever reason, whatever way he's turning getting his fingers coming out of the hands.
But
He just seems to get that extra little bit of bounce.
But the road shearer, I think, is actually playing him quite well. He's
James.
no. Apologise advance if there's any commentators curse, but no, he's actually playing it well. He's getting to the pitch of the ball. He's smothering any spin. He's playing it off the offside nicely. Doesn't seem to be too troubled.
It's 4 deliveries.
Oh, I actually think he's doing right.
I'm not saying he's not, but that's only the 5th ball he's faced.
But he's playing sensibly. He's just he's defending well. He's keeping the ball out. He's not getting trapped on his crease. He's getting forward.
No, new bowler, and he's playing. I agree, he's playing well, but.
Yep, well done. Leave that one alone. That one had danger written all over it.
Especially again with the high quality wicket keeper behind the stumps.
Anyway, that's a maiden over to start with from Hoey. That's just what his team would like.
Well, yeah, it settles him into his rhythm quickly and easily. It's a joy to come on if you're a spinner with this kind of figures, because the batsmen are playing defensively. They're not going to be looking to overly attack. So it gives you time to get into your rhythm.
So after 12, it's 56 for 5. It's been, as we've said a few times in various different ways, a dream start for the Pembroke side. But I am liking this little bit of a fight back that these two are just... I know it's only been a few minutes, but it's showing some intent. I think they're going to possibly be a good combination out there.
Well...
Balbriggan really need it.
They've a long way to bat. It's a change of mindset. Realise that you've got 38 overs.
Yeah, enjoy your batting. Go out there.
Enjoy your batting. It's a gorgeous day here. The sun is out. There isn't a cloud in the sky. The outfield is hard. It's flats.
It's a slight breeze.
Yeah, but only slight.
I know.
You can see why Balbriggan won the toss and wanted the bats. Any team would have if they won the toss today. And so, look, make the most of it. Obviously, you can do nothing if you get a jaffer off the bowler, but don't throw your wicket away.
Yeah, value your wicket. That's all you can do today. And I'm hoping these two get to put on a pretty good partnership here.
Well, Balbriggan's hope is that's cut away, but
that's okay.
Safe. Well watched there and down the third man. I suppose Balbriggan's best hope is these two can get to 40 overs or some semblance of wickets in hand at 40, because with 10 overs to go, magic can happen. Field the spread, edges go where you want them to go, and you get a few runs, a few cheeky 4s here and there.
Well, the run rate's 4.7, so that's not too bad.
No.
They kept that one out. That's lovely.
If you minus 3 wickets off that, you'd say Balbriggan would be happy with that start.
Yeah. There should be some... Hopefully have some good cricket today. Play your shots. That's nicely played. Just defending, straight into the ground on the leg side. No run.
It's great to see. Obviously, his first delivery went for 4. But apart from that, McDonough getting into the flow of things, getting into his rhythm quite quickly here, into the spell.
Well, he's a bowler you have to give immense respect for if you're a batter, but at the same time, because of his pace, that if you do get something a thick edge or anything, there you go.
Oh, that's brilliant. That looks like it has been. Finger goes up.
Yeah,
he's got the edge. He's got the wickets.
Oh, jeez.
And that's the one Pembroke wanted, that Oliveira.
And that's just devastating for Balbriggan. They really needed him to stay in there for a while.
You can see the disappointment in the batsman as he trudges off. He knows, he got to 21 off 19. He probably figures if he'd faced 60 balls, 70 balls, he'd probably have a very good score to his name. But another great delivery from McDonough.
Yeah, you can't take it away from the bowler. Put it in a
here's the
spot.
replay. We'll see this take now.
Just cranked him up a little bit. That cut shot is always high risk. And this time it went Pembroke's way. Just
a little bit of width he thought he could go for. It wasn't there for that shot, though.
No.
The way he played it. He angled his bats. He never really got to the pitch.
Anyway, another wicket fall, so it's 58 for 6. And still got a ball left in this over. Madonna now, he's got figures of 8 for 2.
Yeah.
Everyone's enjoying
3 slips now. Why wouldn't you? 3 slips. Third man is just going back.
3 ships in the gully. Yeah, maybe now. Craig is a new batsman. And we're in a bit of trouble here with Balbriggan. Unfortunately, it's not been their day at all. It's turned into a bit of a nightmare, to say the least. And this ball's defended well to the offside. And no run. And that brings up the end of the over. And we might have a change in the commentary now. We're going to bring Craig back on, and I'll see you guys a bit later.
Maybe still in the first innings. Because at the moment, Pembroke are sniffing, running through this tail. You know,
Well, in fact, 5. 5. We'll do 5s.
So Hoey's going to continue. He's going to be desperate now to get his name on the board. They're keeping 2 slips in. Short mid wickets. Oh, and he's got it straight away. Oh, it's taken by JJ at second slip. He got bounce again, and that's why he's so deadly. That extra bounce.
This is just a procession, Graham.
Well, are we on a team hat trick now?
This is a Premier League game. It's second versus bottom, and it's showing at the moment. 5 of this Pembroke side, of course, were playing for the Lightning during the week, where they rolled the Northwest Warriors in a T20 and a 50-over game. And this one just goes very handily to second slip. Nice catch. Hoey takes a wicket.
It's not a team hat trick. Sorry, by the way, there was a dot ball, the last ball of the last over, but still 2 wickets and 3 deliveries.
So, what are you thinking they're going to finish up on? It could be 58, you know.
Well, it's
Okay.
It's more likely, we'll say 80, unless somebody can get hold of something.
Predicting a final score? 3:45. That's ambitious.
Is that the time we're finishing at? 2:45. That could be the time at the end of the match. 87. Okay. Oh, the Australian unlucky number. Hey, they do not like 87 in Australia.
I'm going for 76.
76. Okay. Well, you were right last week.
As I say, 58 could end up being the one.
Well left.
Hollins could not believe that didn't hit the stumps on the way through.
That is superbly judged by
Andy.
the batsman.
Andrew Balburney, captain of the Test team. I kept referring to him as captain of the Lightning yesterday, or during the week.
Oh, George Dockrell didn't like that, did he?
Well, it wasn't an anti-George
thing
at all.
No. It's just you're saying, oh, he goes for the big hits.
Well, he's tail ender.
Yeah.
Your side's 58 for 7. Why poke around? You're not going to last 36, 7 overs.
35.4.
Oh, you know, it really is.
30, yeah. No, it's
such a shame because I had these 2 games during the week, the Lightning rolling over the Northwest Warriors with half of this Pembroke team.
Oh, that's nicely played.
And I was looking forward to today's game.
Yeah.
I thought it might have been good.
Well, it was
competitive game.
Well, obviously, from our personal point of view, we've been sitting out here all year in some terrible weather. We've got a glorious day here. No clouds, sun out, no breeze cutting across us. We don't need the sides up in the gazebo. We've got the dinner later on. We were set up for a lovely day of cricket, followed by a few drinks and a nice
Silver Foxes are watching. Yeah. If they want to see some cricket before the dinner, they won't want to leave it too late before coming down. In fact, all Pembroke members might want to come down and see this.
Yeah, but it leaves a big gap between
59 for 7 in just 30. What was that?
13.5.
Nearly 14 overs. Tossed up wide. Collins' cap hits the ground, as does the ball. It's the end of the 14th over, and 59 for 7 is not the Saturday I had envisaged at all.
Unless we were actually playing ourselves. And bowling. So,
So Byron McDonough, 2 for 8 so far. His season's total has moved on to 35.
he must be edging closer to Luke.
Puts him ahead of Bruce Whaley and Naveen Natapaltal. They 34. And Byron now on 35. Just 2 behind Luke Murray. Can he pick these 2 of these last 3 wickets up here?
Oh, that's a nice shot.
Well, I said he was a tail ender. I said he was going to go for his shots, and he has done. And that's 4, and that takes the score on to 63. And Balbriggan will welcome that. Well,
Any
I say
runs.
welcome it.
It's just delaying.
One feels that this game is sort of, Niall has been on my case all season about calling games too early. But even I think that the 15th over of a 50-over game is possibly too early to call the game. But Pembroke must consider themselves slight odds-on favourites here. Another big shot, another one down the ground. This one is going to be 1 bounce over the rope again, and another 4 runs. And it's good to see a bit of spirit from the Balbriggan batsman. He must be top scorer now.
He'd be close to it. No, Del Oliver still would be. He had 20, but or 21. I'm sure he'll go in at the end of whenever he does go in after his end. He'll probably go to the top order. Why didn't you do that? It's easy peasy. Well, hit it back over their heads. See it, hit it.
This hasn't been a great innings, and he's going to keep swinging.
Yeah. Look, every delivery that isn't kind of a toe crusher, and he that gives them.
I think the toe crusher is the way to get this guy now. Well, he's so intent on swinging.
Yeah.
That if you can get the Yorker in, I think it's a walking wicket.
Slow Yorkers.
Samad, it is.
But yeah, I have a feeling Byron's going to try and bounce him a couple of times.
Do you have the game open anywhere?
Yeah. Oh. Abdul Samad.
Another one.
Cross shot.
Just taking on the fielder.
Oh, he was gone.
It was tight, and Tector knows it.
That was out.
Well, Tector retains the pose.
We like our breakdancing here in Pembroke. We're all warming up for Los Angeles.
It's
great pick-up. The next Olympics?
The next Olympics are. Breakdancing is not in the next Olympics.
Oh, they took it out already. 1 and 8.
Gone. It's
one
out.
And 8. Okay, 1 and 8. Sorry,
it
didn't
was
know
out,
that.
And cricket is in Los Angeles. Okay,
so we might see Harry Tector at the next Olympics as well.
The French will finally have to give up.
Defender title?
No. The French hold the silver medal in the Olympics at the moment. No bronze awarded, as the only game in the
1924?
No. 1908.
Oh.
1908 Olympics, the cricket finals between England and France, where the French team was made up of all the embassy staff from the British Embassy.
Yeah. Some of them could have been French, we never know.
And as a result, England won the gold, France the silver. Byron putting one through at a good height. Batsman showed his bat to it.
Don't know why. Just be glad that was going through and leave it.
But there we go, another over gone. 15. Well, let's have a look at.
Do you not think some country did not miss a trick and just enter a team to get bronze medal though?
Well, in those days, people weren't chasing medals. It was about being at the Olympics more than anything else. There is the Balbriggan card as it stands. A pitiful sight that it is. Sebastian de Valera with 21 and nobody else reaching double figures except extras who are on 19.
Abdul is on 10. Abdul is on 10 now. With those 2 boundaries.
Pembroke's bowling figures we'll have a look at. Very briefly. Watch them. There you go.
Because this is going to be very interesting. He's shown his intent to swing at everything in McDonough's over.
There is a man out by Cover's corner, out to our left.
Yep.
He's sort of just to the left of Cow, a bit straighter than Cow.
Yeah.
A bit squarer than Cow, rather.
Kind of mid-wicket Cow. Oh, there he went first ball.
He's definitely going for it. This is going to be entertaining over, I think.
This is going to be a good over.
This will be fun.
Every ball, something's going to happen here.
I'm torn between watching it on the monitor in front of us and watching it live.
I love live. Sorry.
It's just a bit brighter on the live, but you do see a better angle.
Yeah, no, I know. My eyes naturally go live, even though you can't see better from the camera. I know.
So, Samad.
What do you bowl if you're Gavin? A slow turner? Try to get him out of his shape?
Again, I think the one right in on his toes is the one that's going to do for him.
Oh, that's into the ground, bounces over. It's a strange slip position they have here now.
It's very well. Again, the angle we're at. If anything, he looks like a leg slip from there.
Yeah.
You know, because he's to the left of the keeper. But he's actually just a fine slip, and part of it is because of the reactions.
Oh, I mean,
oh my word! You can see Samet is trying to launch. See the crane over to the left there. I think that's where he's aiming.
Yeah, just to the right of it.
He's aiming up there, and Hoey is just. Have you ever seen a cat playing with a mouse in the corner of a room?
It's the little ball on a string.
It's a bit like that at the moment, and it certainly is the
Well
ball on the
played.
string from Hoey.
I was talking about JJ's position. It's, what would you call that? It's
Fly slip.
very fly. Yeah, but
I've been thinking it's time
Yeah.
for you to come back with the way everybody plays.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's a better slip
Well, you
position.
saw England took a couple of wickets yesterday against Sri Lanka with the man just round on the
Yeah.
45,
Yeah.
and they just kept
Sui-
lifting it round to him.
Suicide corner.
it's also cutting the
Yeah.
spot. Like if you think about Gav's, the boys wide things that were going on the other day, just beating everybody.
It's great.
I think it's a nice innovative position that he has JJ
No,
in there at fly slip, because it's fly first slip, but he's
Yeah.
got a first slip in place as well, Firka Tucker.
It cuts out any reverses or dinks or anything of that nature off the spinner. I have to say though, really good keeping from Greg Hollins back there.
1-2 to go.
One more, except for wicket falls.
Not
There are the Pembroke figures, and look at those. Well, Stapleton 3 for 31, perhaps a little more expensive than he would have liked, but what a return. 3 wickets. Ollie Riley, 1 for 11. He got that leading edge to pop up. And Byron McDonough is impressed with his 2 for 17. Gavin Hoey, 1 for 1 from 2 overs, and it will be him to Byron to continue now from the St John's end.
Well, this batsman's definitely playing a different style than his partner. He's looking to last.
Well, that's a sensible decision. I mean, especially when you see your partner going for the ropes like that. There's no point both of you going for the ropes like that.
Well, maybe, and I often say it to the young kids coming up, don't be trying to play shots you're not able to play. What's the point? If you don't have that ability to go back over the bowler's heads, you're only throwing your wicket away by trying it.
McDonough in.
Backs away.
Yes, there is an element of this. I wonder. In fact, I have the statistics here in front of me somewhere. Balbriggan. There we go. I suspect I'm going to be going a fair bit down.
To see this batsman.
Lorcan Craig has played 15 games, has a high score of 48 and an average of 15.
Oh, backs
you
away.
suspect?
I suspect it wasn't for this team, the 48s.
I suspect that, yeah.
If you click on his name, it'll show you.
152 runs for the season. So, and only just behind Sebastian.
Yeah.
24th of the Balbriggan batsmen. So, yeah.
Oh, well
Nicely
played.
dropped down to third. And you can see, sticking around, just rotating the strike. He knows his partner is going to have a big hoik at the next one.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed.
I'd like to see somebody be a bit more select about his. There are going to be good balls there.
Yes.
And just leave them alone or keep them out. Don't just throw your wicket away in search of another boundary.
This batsman looks like he's wearing shades under his helmet.
Well,
Has he? Maybe it's a bad view for.
maybe he is.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, steps away.
Was that step away looking to play him on the offside, or step away, my God, that's a bit close to him.
I think freeing his leg out of the way and trying to go back over the top.
So, time to say good afternoon to James. 69 for 7.
I'd love to see a single here. I want a single. I want this batsman facing Gavin. I want another over of box office TV. Come on, the single. Oh,
Well,
we're
he's
getting
gone
a 4.
big on this time. He's hooked it round
Oh,
on the leg side. There is a tector there. That ball comes in quite flat and straight into
I got
the
my
keeper's
I got my
gloves.
single.
So 70 for 7. 17 overs gone. And that's where we'll make the change.
Okay.
Don't put it over there because that's how you create feedback.
Enjoy the over.
Which side do you want? Yeah, on the edge. Shake it up a bit.
Well, Balbriggan will be the most disappointed of all here. I mean, we're saying we're disappointed because we're not going to get a full, long, exciting game, it looks. But you can imagine how Balbriggan feel about it. Hoey then to continue from the nursery end. The change in the commentary box. Graham takes a well-deserved rest and joined by James Cresswell. Well, James, it's been a little bit sad, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you could say it's a bit one-sided and it's a bit sad for Balbriggan, especially end of your season virtually, and it's.
I said about the Leinster Lightning with the Northwest during the week that it was. You could see a difference between the two sides, and when you've got half of that Leinster Lightning team playing here against Balbriggan, and the thing that gets me now is you could probably name another 6 or 7 Pembroke players who are worthy of playing on this team.
Without a doubt. The standard this.
You could start above this team with the internationals and representative players that may be missing. I see Andy Balburney on the ground actually talking to President O'Riordan. As that one's smacked down the ground. That's gone down to Con's Nook. That will be 4 runs. And beautifully fielded by Dale McDonough. What a super piece of fielding that was. Got both hands down together. A solid base on his feet. And the ball popped up nicely off the rope and landed safely in his hands. And he returned it to the field of play. But yeah. Well, even though this game looks a bit one-sided at the moment and everything else, it's fascinating battles within it. Gavin Hoey and anyone holding a bat at the moment.
Yes.
It's absolutely fascinating. Well, the slips are back into a more normal configuration now. You can see both of them there. Oh.
That's okay. He rode that.
It went a long way across his stumps, didn't he?
Yeah, but kept that bounce down and controlled the bounce.
What's the betting? What's the betting? The next one's the googly.
Oh, he's going to be asked a lot of questions. There's no doubt about that. Oh,
he really is coming up well to the pitch of the ball, and I admire it. It's quite good to see. He's coming right forward and trying to negate any sort of spin from Hoey. He looks like he's getting himself out of position, but by and large, he did well there.
Yeah, I think he navigated that quite well, especially for where he is on the
and took 5 off the over.
Well, if they can do that every over, and all of a sudden we've got a game on, haven't we? I think we've got another change of bowling now. Really mixing up. Got JJ Garth coming down from the St John's end. He's had a very effective season with bat and ball as well. So it'd be interesting to see what he brings to the table now. I mean, he's got some great variation. And I mean, this is the thing with the bowling of this unit here. You've almost got about 4 potential opening bowlers, and then the second change are just, only marginally not as good. They're just so sharp on their line and length and variations, etc. There is no real weak spot. It's a dream team to have if you're a captain of a cricket side. And we haven't even got to talk about bowling or fielding yet. But one thing I picked up on what you were saying earlier, that in recent years with Connor Mullen, Nick Stapleton, and I guess the level of professionalism and the high standard that they have brought is that our seconds, it's just gone down through the teams. The seconds, Pembroke seconds are, very, very tight in the field as well. Their batting is great. Their bowling is getting better. And so when the international call-up happens, there's a good pool of players that you can draw on to fill up any spots that may need to be filled. JJ Garth is struggling a bit with his line at the moment, having said all that, but there we go.
Well, Samet has been waiting for the one to get hold of. He plays this one out to Cow. It lands in front of the fielder, and they pick up a couple of runs there. Yeah, JJ Garth, you can see he's trying to hide the ball outside off stump. He knows Samet is trying to take him on, and he's just trying to leave it out there, hoping for a miss hit or cut underneath the ball. And it's interesting to see the different approaches of the different leg spinners. Of course, there's another leg spinner in reserve, Fiacre Tucker. But it's great to see JJ bowling again. He'd given it up for a couple of years, and I think Captain Stapleton and himself had a discussion to see how it went, and it's gone very well. This one, an under edge onto Hollands' pad, and just runs away, no run taken. 79 for 7. They're slowly creeping to a score. Certainly wouldn't describe it as a good one, though, James.
Well, no, there's a mountain of work to be done. I'm encouraged by shots like that, though, by the batter, because for an over or so there, it looked like he was just swinging at anything, but now there's a bit more, it looks like a bit more sensibilities coming to his batting. So not everything has to go to the boundary. Pick up another run here.
Marion currently a 75 for 2 off 24 overs against Phoenix, as they look to maintain their lead of 11.5 points at the top of the league. Another over passes by here. And 79 for 7 is what's on the board in front of us. And now that's gone down to 77 for 7. Now it's gone up to 79 for 7. And
anyway, it's under 80.
Yeah.
Well, one would think, okay, so let's look at the equation here. Got 19 down. You've got 31 to go. So there's 31 runs you should get if you can bat your overs.
Well, yep.
And
okay.
Now, but again, these guys, I like the way that there's a bit of aggression, but, I think you said,
oh, he's got him.
Yep.
He finally got him. As I said, the one on his legs, he didn't have as much success against, and Hoey has produced exactly the right ball to cause that wicket to fall. That's 8 down now with 80 on the board. 19.1 overs gone, and Hoey now 2 for 6. And some of this Pembroke bowling figures, they're looking quite good, James.
Wow, geez. 2 for 6. I mean, we'll just have a look at this, hopefully, when it comes up in a second. We're just watching the replay now. This is a really good ball because it kind of trapped him on his crease. There was no foot movement.
He couldn't swing his arms at it.
Yeah, he should have probably got forward in hindsight just to sort of go. But have a look at this. Wow. Stapleton there, 3 wickets for 31. And Gavin Hoey there, 2 for 6 off 4.1. That's some bowling, all right. Byron McDonough, 2 for 19. Ollie Riley, 1 for 11. It's just a glorious story for Pembroke. I mean, in the scheme of things, the only one that will be half disappointed is Stapleton because his standard's so high. But to have 3 wickets and just concede a fraction over 10 for each wicket, well, I think any captain or any player would take that on most days. So it is pretty much only good news there.
80 for 8 now. Another left-hander to the crease.
It's not a bad shot, actually. Just cuts that away, or hits that out to sort of cover region, and it threads itself between all fielders and goes to the boundary.
Well, that's it then. Take Hoey off.
Yep.
So expensive.
I know, geez. Double figures.
Yeah, 2 for 10 now in his 5th over. I don't think his captain's going to mind too much.
Well, so I think it'd be important for Balbriggan to try and get at least over 100 just for that little bit of a...
psychological.
Yeah. Long way to go, though, for, no. And you're probably not going to get it too often if you're doing shots like that. You may get away with a few, but there's protection in the deep for something that's going to be top edged or even hit firmly. There's a catcher out there, and it's I think it's Harry Tector, is it, or Tim Tector, one of the Tector boys, anyway. Oh, this one beats everything. Could not believe how much Gavin Cunt.
Oh, look.
Fielded beautifully by Graham Mooney.
Graham Mooney fetching that one.
A man of many talents and skills.
Actually got above a trot there. Almost breaking into the counter. Top work, Graham. Oh, and Niall captured it too.
Ah, beautiful.
Wow.
What an athlete. Well, there you go. That's going to help the Balbriggan cause.
Well, I guess I'm up to 88 for 8. There's a certain sort of alliteration about it at the moment. They were 70 for 7, 77 for 7, now 88 for 8.
I like the way this batsman is not getting trapped on his crease. He is moving his feet. Uses his feet beautifully there.
He's looking for 2. He won't get 2, that's for sure. But gets through for a quick single.
Well back there by first slip. Pikutaka there cleaning up the delivery. And actually, from a runs point of view, it's not a bad over for Balbriggan, except for the wicket. So after 20 overs there, 89 for 8. Still in a spot of bother, one could say.
Well, one of our viewers suggesting that Balbriggan just have to stay in and the runs will come. You're absolutely right, but
Absolutely.
Staying in against the leg spin of Hoey and Garth at the moment, proving problematical, and yeah, you get the feeling that wickets will continue to fall. Just 2 remaining in this Balbriggan first innings.
Well, I like that from the batter, that he was using his feet well, that he was prepared to take on. Keep your eye on the ball and you might be okay. Well, see, there you go. Bit of luck. Inside edge, and it's going to run down, maybe even get to the boundary.
And it does.
Fantastic. So that's 4 runs. So maybe this is an opportunity for Balbriggan to put some sort of partnership on. Play your shots, play your natural game, right? Get a bit of luck, hopefully. And before you know, another 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever comes on the board, and you've got something to bowl against.
Well, Balbriggan have outperformed our expectations, apart from your call of 3, 4, 5. But, yep, they've gone past what we expected. They're closing in on that 100, and as you say, that will be just a psychological mark. It always looks better with 3 digits up on the board.
Yeah. But one wonders how soon it will be before Stapleton and maybe even Ollie Riley come back on to try and clear up the tail. It's played straight back to the bowler there, no run.
Tough day at the office for Balbriggan so far.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lovely shot. Just played out past where mid-off would have been, and the field is too wide, and it's hit with enough force that it goes straight to the boundary. Another 4 runs to the total. And they're moving up quite quickly towards this 100 mark. One hopes that these two can sort of put on enough runs that they can go back to their team members in the shed and say, hey, it wasn't that hard after all. Just Baxway tries to cut that one, but
wasn't really there for it to be cut. This one of the better partnerships of the innings. This one driven down the ground again, but on this occasion the fielder is in place. It's the end of the over. There are now 21 overs gone, 98 for 8. And there is Graham Mooney live and kicking. Picking up some hints, do you think?
yeah, it was always next season.
Or passing on his experience.
Yeah, because is that Tim Tector out there in the deep? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he needs a bit of help.
The partnership so far for Balbriggan have been 7, 1, 12, 5, 30, 3, 0, 22. So a couple of partnerships have sort of started and then just dropped away. Far too many ducks in the top order.
Well, 3 in the top order, wasn't it? You just can't afford
1,
to do
2,
that.
3 of the top 5 with ducks. Just Dwayne Harper waiting in the shed to come out. Well, that one's hit down the ground. There is a fielder in the vicinity, so it won't go for a boundary, but a bit of intent from the batsman. And they get through for a single.
I like that. Instead of be hit it. In fact, you know, he was a bit lucky he actually didn't hit that too sweetly. It might have actually gone to the fielder for a catch, but yeah, play your shots. Ooh, don't just dab at it. That's the ones I don't like, when they just try to do that dab or cut, and you just see it. It's got edge written all over it.
And yet we play that shot so many times.
I know, because we're crap. But
a different level of talent.
Yes, but there you go. At least
just plays it round the corner. We'll take his single, get that safety of the non-striker's end.
I was given us runs off the bat.
I mean, when you look through the Balbriggan team, there are names in there. I mean, this is a team that won the league a couple of years ago, and it looks like they'll be going down to Division 1 next year, or, sorry, the Championship next year, except for the new structure. They are bottom of the league, but there is no relegation, and I think that in some ways has kind of spoilt the season a little bit. I understand why they're doing it, and it is the only logical way of doing so, but you have the situation whereby a team who are 6th, 7th or even 5th, are they that pushed about the rest of the season? There's no silverware, it's just about personal pride. You look at the representative season's nearly over, you're saying, well, I'm not going to get in there. The Irish side is, you know, so do you just wait for the new season? So it's tough from that point of view. Phoenix, another side down at that end of the table. But of course, next year, the 7-team Premiership League will become a 12-team Premiership, and the 12 teams will be the 7 from the current Premiership, hence no relegation this year, and the top 5 from the Championship. And that's quite an interesting situation. Cork County could find themselves, that's what they're aiming for. If they can finish in the top 5 in the Championship, then they will find themselves in the Premiership next year.
You know, change of bowling now.
Hang on, fun fact.
The regs were written when there were 8 teams in the Premier League, or 4 teams for the Championship.
Well,
Okay.
just assume that.
Anyway, back to the game at hand. We have a change of bowling. Nick Stapleton to bring himself back on. He just wants to clean this up, I should say.
Yeah, Balbriggan just 2 wins this season.
And
Tough
it's
year
actually
for
played
them.
well. Batsman just played it off on the offside, just
Well, I think
behind.
Nick's brought himself back on because the fan club probably
Yeah.
are looking to go to bed soon, and he's looking to finish it off.
Well, it's considerate of him.
Think he's going to open
Yeah.
the batting as well then?
So,
Yeah, the way it stands at the moment, Pembroke 11.5 points behind Merion. Now they are 60.5 points ahead of 3rd place. So that's not too bad at the moment. It's between the top 2, and the way it looks at the moment, it's going to go down to the final weekend.
anyway, 100 on the board now for Balbriggan.
Hey, well done, Balbriggan, because there's been a long time that we've felt that they weren't going to get that far. Oh, does his best to put a little edge on it through to the keeper. James, I'd say we're at the same way Domestos kills 99% of all known germs, including COVID-19. I'd say we're at a 99.5% blue sky at the moment, from what we can see.
Oh, it's a magnificent day. I mean, this is like the peak of summer all of a sudden. You know, it's finally turned up.
Kids back at school, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Big swing of the bat, no real footwork. He sort of turned his foot rather than making any great stride. There is the atmospheric conditions, not really helping the swing bowlers too much, one feels. But I don't think they needed too much help today.
No, I don't think so. that's the last thing Balbriggan want is conditions to help the current bowling. But gets
Stapleton putting one down the leg side, sort of not quite getting the line right. I just noticed calling over to us here, Kieran Sharp. Welcome, Kieran.
good to see him.
It's good to see you here on the night of the dinner and not having to speak.
Just enjoy yourself. Right.
Do I need to record this one again like I did the last one with the song?
Right.
That's what you think.
Yep.
Oh, Stapleton.
Slower ball.
Hands go up to his head. He can't believe that one didn't crash into the stumps. Just 2 balls remaining. As signalled by the umpire.
It's almost like he's a victim of his own. The shape that he gets normally. If he had kept that one straight,
Yep.
he would have been all right. Too good a bowler. Anyway.
Well, I'm sure St George's down under. A few of them will be watching this and saying, "Oh, he's in good form."
Yeah.
And he certainly is.
Not
He's
bad.
done superbly well for Pembroke over the 2 seasons he's been with us. And I, for one, would welcome him back with open hands. Open arms.
Open arms, Ethan.
Open hands?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
No.
open arms. He's been a superb pro. And by professional, I mean not just on the field, but off the field. Everything he's done right.
I concur with that. Absolutely, he helps the kids and even the beginning kids. You know, he coaches them in the nets and then all sorts of other activities that he does for the club.
It gives a lot of time to people.
He does,
You know,
and he's a really stand-up sort of guy as well. Now, for a guy of his talent, he doesn't have an ego. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
he does have a fan club though.
he does have a fan club, and so he should. And he's going to have a fan club for in Ireland for
Quite a
the
while.
rest of his career and beyond. Maybe we'll talk about him for years to come. I mean, I've never seen, or very rarely seen anything as good as an 8 for 8 that he got.
Yeah, that was his first 50 over game for Pembroke, and he turned up and knocked over Terranure for 35, and we thought, wow.
Yeah, what's
Wow.
happened here? This is something special.
And his batting has been absolutely top notch. Got called into the Leinster Lightning side. Played for them in a List A game.
Anyway, how are we continuing the attack here?
Of course, we will see Nick in one way next season. He's due to get married, and that will be taking place in Ireland. Nick,
yeah. Oh, digs that one
so
out.
when we're in Australia.
You're going to miss it. You have to stream the wedding.
And I'll take the yellow biscuits. Oh no, actually, give me some pieces, chocolate pieces.
These two are batting pretty well, actually, under really
No,
intense bowling assault.
Oh, perfect. Big blow.
And what a shot. It's
No-
actually going to be a
No
good...
fielder out there. And it took about 4 bounces because he got so much height on
I
it.
know, it's almost like a 9-iron shot, wasn't it? Yeah.
It really was. Here it is again. You can see the big swing of the bat. And more height than distance. But either way, it safely reached the boundary. Another 4 runs for Balbriggan. And, well,
Well, I'm glad these two are wagging the tail a bit. It's there you go. It's another shot, and that's a more convincing shot. Play down to the onside, where mid-on would have been, and it just goes consecutive boundary. So that's going to make him feel pretty good. He moves on now to what it's going to be 21, is it?
he's just kept his eye on the ball and
Yeah.
swung the bat. And it's going to
Lovely
be
shot.
21 runs. The score has moved on to 107 for 8. 24 overs gone now. Nelson on the board for Balbriggan, 1-1-1. You get the feeling that every run here now is a bonus. They were 57 for 7.
I know, it's just been a great fight back from the tail.
These two have put together 31 so far. Oh, nice one flying through to the keeper, taking the edge. And Hollins picks up another catch. Stapleton picks up his fourth. 4 for 33 now.
Well, yeah, it didn't look comfortable against Stapleton there, and it's but he put in a good partnership in the scheme of in the context of things.
I think is the biggest one of the biggest partnerships of the game.
So he can hold his head high. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like not these guys' job to get the runs, but they are.
Talking about the professionalism, Stapleton calling all the players who were sort of celebrating and congratulating, etc. He's just called them back into a huddle there. And I'm sure he's just emphasising the position they're at. Here is the wicket.
Yeah.
Well, that's an actual dream for a wicket keeper. Good clear edge, not deviating too much. Wicket. Well, the players are taking drinks, and with that, we'll take a break as well. Go with the grey ones on the right. Up to the max. Well, it's a short drinks break. That's all they needed. Stapleton resumes the 25th over. Wicket falling in that last over before drinks means the players go off. And, well, not many players needed much of a drink, I think, James.
No. No, I think they were just happy to get on with it. Anyway, Harper thrown into the deep end here. I think it's just a question of do what you can. It's a slower ball, just completely misread it. spend a bit of time out there, mate. You've got 25 overs. At least have a look. But that's deceptive bowling for you, isn't it?
He wouldn't have expected to be out there so soon. Drink's taken early, but he's in there in the first half for the allocated 50 overs. 1-1-1 for 9.
Oh, it's actually not badly played.
That's nicely played away on the offside. And that gets them off Nelson. Nicely pulled up in front of the boundary. And it's good to see the level of commitment still from the Pembroke players. So it'd be so easy, especially with just having Drinks just switched off for a minute. But they're right back on it again.
But Harper off the mark. He'll be feeling a bit better now.
A late swing of the bat at that one.
It's beaten by pace, maybe. Anyway, his partner there's MC's I apologise for not pronouncing your name correctly, but he's on 21.
Willemsey.
Willemsey.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Willems.
Samuel is his first name.
He'd be looking for someone to stick with him, at least to grind out as many.
Well, he's only got Harper.
Well, that's what I mean. You know, just to sort of try and get a few more runs on the ball. At least try and get to 120, then see where we go from there. That's what if I was Balbriggan, that's what I'd be thinking. Just very 5-run targets basically, or just over by over.
As the experienced batsman here, you'd be going down the other end and saying, "Please stay with me."
Yep. I don't care if you just block out an over, but hold down one end.
Hoey to continue now. And again, this will be an interesting contest. Two for 22.
I know if every run's valuable, but at this stage, if you're in form and maybe your partner's not, it's like, would you take a single or would you just wait to take doubles and fours and the like?
Well, it depends who's down the other end, doesn't it?
Well, maybe Harper's great, but
let's say he's a ferret. He comes in after the rabbit.
Yeah.
Then in that case, you're trying to keep him down the non-striker's end as much as you can.
Yeah.
And you've got plenty of overs, so even if you're only getting one and over, but not letting him have the strike.
And he's just got bowled. He went for the big hoik and completely played around it, took his eye off the ball. And that's the end of the innings, folks. Balbriggan all out for 113.
Well, that's not quite what we came to see today. We'll be happy enough. I'm sure the Pembroke supporters will be delighted with the way it's gone. But at the moment, you have to say, Pembroke now have...
Yeah,
he dragged it on. But Pembroke now have the task, and it's not going to be an easy task, but they need to score 113 without losing any wickets.
Well, that's right. So they've got their own challenges there as the fielders and players and umpires got the field. And we're going to have a look at the Balbriggan card here, and it's not very pretty reading from their point of view. Top order really collapsed all the way down to sort of mid-order. Got 21 for De Oliveira. And then basically the tail wagged. There was 10, 14 and 21 towards the end, but just cleaned up by Hoey. And unfortunately, from a Pembroke point of view, they gave away 27 in extras. That just got helped get Balbriggan over the 100 mark. But unfortunately, Balbriggan only just got past the halfway mark, 25.2 overs, and they're all out. On this level, that's never going to cut it.
We don't think that's enough. Well below par. Here are the Pembroke bowling figures. Skipper Nicholas Stapleton, 4 for 35. Well, he picked up one at the end, but it was his burst at the start that really started things off. Ollie Riley, he got 1 for 11 from his first 4 overs. Never got a chance to come back. And Harry Tector was employed for his off-spin for 1 over before they saw off one of the left-handers and then felt that they were right to bring on the leg spin of Gavin Hoey. Byron McDonough, he took 2 for 19 and was looked good again today. And Jonathan Garth, well, he's the most expensive of the bowlers, but again, I don't think it's really a problem.
Yeah, 6.5.
Those are the partnerships at the bottom. You can see, well, there's one partnership of 30, and other than that, well, one of 22 as well. And one of 31.
Mm.
Right at the tail. So between those, they got there in the end, and they reached 113, which we don't think is going to be enough. We'll just have a look at the over by over, the Manhattan, to show you how that innings came about. And you can just see they did have a few good overs, but you can see the maidens cropping up, and that always shows that a side is in trouble. Next up, we'll show you the worm. Well, James, too many dots.
Way too many dots, and in clusters as well, at the start and in the middle of the innings there. They just couldn't find enough players who could just put that partnership. De Freitas there, he went for a cut shot that just went straight into the gloves, and that was kind of a massive blow that they never recovered from. And getting 3 ducks in the opening for batters, it's pretty hard to come back from.
Well, they managed to creep up to 113 all out, as you can see there on the summary. Pembroke will need 114 from 50 overs and a run rate of 2.28. And if it takes them 50 overs, I tell you, I'm going to be going into the dressing room and having words with Nick Stapleton.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll join us again in, well, what will I suspect be just a few minutes, because we're nowhere near where tea would be. And we'll talk to you again when the players come out for that second innings. But for now, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back to Sydney Parade. It's Saturday, the last day of August, and finally the summer has arrived. It's a beautiful summer's day, great day for a game of cricket. So Balbriggan have spoilt that by getting out, all out, as you can see on your screen, for 113. They're also out early enough in the 26th over that Pembroke coming out to bat, and I suspect they'll be batting for about 24 overs.
Yeah, 12 o'clock start. Well, 3:30 would have been the regulation tea time. So they can go to 3:30.
They can go to 3:30, but I'm saying that I reckon that...
Oh, how many over? Well, I would say 20 at most. Like Dermot, JJ and Tim, we all know how they like to bat if they see ball, especially in the power play. They like to go aerial. So...
Well, Tim was unfortunate during the week. A couple of low scores, as he did try to accelerate the Leinster Lightning. It took them 8 overs to chase down 83.
How do you accelerate that?
Well,
But I can guarantee you they'd push it wider anyway if I had. They might leave it there.
well, it's only slightly crooked there. We'll take that. So, Tim Tector, it looks like he's going to face the first delivery here. In answer to a question sent in by one of our viewers, I'm here for the dinner, I'm here for the game. In between, there will be a small slippage as I nip home to get changed and perhaps even have a shower.
It's lucky for you.
Clean the armpits.
I might have enough time.
Showers in the clubhouse.
No, I know. I do. I have to change of clothes. I just mean I have nearly enough time to go back to swords again.
So I believe it's sit down for 7:45, something like that. Table plans are up. The hall is laid out for the dinner. And we'll see how things progress this evening. First delivery. Big swing of the bat from Tector. As De Valera, one of the 2 top scorers in that first innings of Balbriggan. Joined in the box at this time for the start of the second innings by Graham Mooney. Graham, how do you think this is going to go? Do you think Pembroke are going to bat their way through to tea, or do you think they're going to finish it before tea?
It will be finished before tea. Balbriggan only have one choice, and that's to attack. They know they can't defend for 50 overs. So with gaps,
Nice shot.
and that outfield, you're gonna get boundaries, especially in the power play from these 2 players. And with what's to come, like you've got Harry Tector, Nick Stapleton to come in 3 and 4, I would suspect, in that order. And then, well, batting really down to 9, 10. You know.
Pembroke, of course, looking to get as many points as they can from this game, so they'll be trying not to lose any wickets. They'd love to see these 2 see it home. I wonder what instructions Captain Stapleton gave them. That one is crashed through the offside, and that's a beautiful boundary to get Pembroke underway, and that's 4 runs already, and already
sounded lovely.
Tector just middling this one through the offside.
Bit of shape off the ball, but
that's why it was that shape that took it to exactly the spot that Tector was looking for, and he's punished that, and it's raced away to the boundary.
It wasn't the length to give him time to get the movement off the ball. So Tector just leaned into it, found the gap, and again, anytime you beat the infield on this outfield, you're going to get 4.
And that's another lovely shot, clip past the square leg umpire, and it's going to race away to the boundary, and that is an even better shot, in my opinion.
The bowler went fuller, straighter that time, maybe hoping again for that little bit of movement. He didn't get it that time, and it was just basically a clip off leg stump. And for a batsman of this skill, that's going to be 4 99% of the time.
Well, that one ran away nicely. 8 on the board for Pembroke then in this first over.
So just ahead of the run rate.
That answers the question, really.
Yeah. Look, the first 10 overs here.
You might take us around the grounds at the end of this over, Graham.
That's a good call there to bring Tector through for a single. Yeah, I don't have the stat in front of me, but I would suspect Pembroke's power play run rate this season is well over 6. So you're looking at 60 to 70 runs in these first 10 overs. Unless something special happens from the Balbriggan bowlers. Yeah, that sounds like another wicket in Railway. Cork County had them 2 down. So JJ Garrett to face his first ball of the innings. Another batsman who's been playing really well this season. He's been one who definitely likes the power play overs. He utilises, especially up and over, extra cover. Seems to be one of his favourite shots, giving himself a little room and then just playing over the top of the infield. So neither of these batsmen is afraid of going aerial. So, end of the first over, 9 from it. Excellent start for Pembroke. So, just to give a quick run around today's games. Railway Union are at home and batting. They're 104.
Start with the Marion game, mate.
Oh, well, okay, the Marion game. So the big one is Marion against Phoenix in the park. Marion are batting after, winning the toss. And yeah, they're going along nicely. 141 for 2 of 36 overs. John Anderson with a 50.
I've been very impressed with Marion this year. They've been a very professional unit. Yeah. Their behaviour, having lost the Irish Senior Cup, of coming back to Dublin and securing a full points win, showed. And I honestly suspect that even if they had won the cup,
oh no, they were doing it anyway.
They'd set their sights on we're going to win these 2 games.
Yeah. They were going for the double.
They fell in the final by just 1 run, and what a game that was. But they've been very professional in the league, and deservedly, I think. The leagues don't lie. 11.5 points ahead of Pembroke at the moment.
Yeah. Obviously, Pembroke will be disappointed with the 2 ties to give them that lead. That's an excellently taken run there from Tector. Just a little push to the man in the circle, but still confidence to run through. Partner trusting the call.
Well, you talk about the 2 ties as being points dropped, but it's also points gained.
Yeah, no. It was just disappointing.
And to have 1 tie in a season, or to have 1 tie is unusual, but to have 2 in the same season.
I actually did have 2 ties in one season. Yeah, it was a funny old year that.
Left armour. The other.
Oh, no ball, our first of the day, and to make matters worse, it's pushed through the covers for 4. So 5 from that delivery.
Well, he performed with the bat earlier on, but with the ball, his first ball is 5 onto the total. That's not the opening he wanted. Driven beautifully through the covers, but it was also a no ball, and that will give Garth now a free hit.
I expect him to come down the track and play it over extra cover.
Only the second ball he's faced. Oh, look, we're all betting on whereabouts he's going to hit it now.
It's a left-hander and going over extra cover. Oh, misses it. Fine.
Dot ball.
That's
Bowler gets away with that one. You could see he was looking to go extra cover. It was just a good length from the bowler.
Yeah, well done.
Kept it away from him, but still 6 off the first 2 balls of this over. It's not going the way Balbriggan need or want, and now the total required by Pembroke is down to 2 digits. Now they're big digits, but it's just 2 of them.
Yeah, no, that's always step 1 when you're chasing a total. It's not the pressure that they wanted Balbriggan to exert at the very start of the innings. Whenever you're defending a low total, you hope to try to put some pressure on the opening banners, but Garrett and Tector have started brilliantly. Sorry, commentator just stepping away for a moment to welcome his daughter back from Australia. So it's understandable. That's better from Williamson. Fuller on off. That's the line of length he'll want to be bowling. Unfortunately, from a Balbriggan point of view, they're trying to fill as many gaps as possible out there. So maybe not the attacking field they'd want at this stage, but one slip in. 2 outside the ringer at deep backward fine leg and deep third. 2 on. Oh, played down. Little kick away from Garrett. Yeah, 2 on the leg side and everyone else in the ring on the off. So Garrett just waiting on his delivery. He already knows from this over, if he places it into the covers, he will get a 4. Just nicely pushed into the cover, no run, and that finishes Williams' first over. 6 runs coming from it. Pembroke moved to 15 from just the 2 overs. So a nice 7.5 run rate at the moment. So just the start they want. It's times like this the fielding side just want a little bit of luck to go their way. You know, a spectacular catch or run out, direct hit, something. Just to try to get a bit of pep in their step, you know, try to gee themselves up. Let's cut away down to third. It'll just be the single. Oh no, Tector takes on the arm brilliantly. That's some super running from Tector. Judging his angles brilliantly there to take the 2. Yeah, it's so difficult for a fielding side to try to gee yourselves up for what you know is likely a losing battle, but you have to fight. So you have to try to get yourselves going somehow, and something spectacular will always just lift you a little. But the longer these 2 batsmen stay out there, the harder and harder it'll get to believe. James is on his way back after ordering Pims. No, they may not have the ingredients for Pims. Little dip and the quick single taken into the leg side. That's again good running. Again, a single in the ring. Not what you want to see when you're the fielding side. They're the type of runs that you need to cut out to try to build some pressure. Give the bowler as much help as he can get, but brilliant from Pembroke's point of view. Again, wide of off and just offering the batsman that chance just to push it down to third man. Easily true for 1. Just a little bit of lack of control here so far from Balbriggan. They're just not finding the line and length they want to try to exert any pressure. So I welcome James back. He is duly lubricated. He
Thanks,
has
Graham.
wet the whistle.
Well, we went to see if our Pims sponsorship had turned up, and we're out of
Oh,
Pims.
shot there.
What a lovely shot.
Don't even need to move. The only reason the batsmen are doing is to have a little chat in the middle and a little tap of the hands to say nicely played. 4 all the way from Tector. It was just full on the legs, and again, you can't put it there to a batsman at this level. That's especially in the power play with the field in. It's a free hit, really. It's full on the leg. You just have to get bat on it, clipped it away, up and over.
Well, there's still a twist in this tale because with the point structure of this league, Pembroke need to chase this down without losing the wicket to get full points.
Yes, to get full points. However, that won't make a difference unless there's a weird result in.
Well, I think that's just to give them
in the Phoenix Park.
I think the idea is to give Pembroke the red hot chance of having as many points as possible when they go to meet the Mary next week. But anyway,
it'll come down to who wins the game. They can't win it by bonus points alone. So next week they're 11 and a half behind at the moment, even with Marion not getting full points and Pembroke getting full points. They still have to win the game.
Oh, yeah.
So
ultimately, that's what it comes.
It's a cup final next week. Hopefully, weather, etc., does not play any part in it, and it's just the two best teams this year going head to head in a great battle. Winner takes all. Because we're not having a third bloody tie.
Well, Menzies to continue with the bowling. He batted very well for his team under very difficult conditions. He stood up, scored 21, I think it was. And now he's trying to do some damage to the ball.
21 there at the end.
Yeah, he did a great job.
From just 20 deliveries.
He batted well.
4 fours. Well, I thought shot of the day, actually. The one where he came down the track a little and just back over the top.
Lovely use of the feet. It was lovely to watch. So
it wasn't just a slog. It was a good cricket shot.
No, the only bad shot I think he played was the one that got him out.
Yeah. But again, there's a reason why he bats 11.
Yeah, but still.
So like you can't. Oh, that's a cracker.
But it was a good ball, but it was just a bit too straight onto the batter who just played it away nicely on the offside and picked up another boundary.
Some great pattern from JJ. It's just he knows if he places it, it's 4 runs, and that's what he's doing. His concentration is on the placement between the fielders rather than trying to overhit it. Some power.
Nice straight bat there. Just found the gap. Bang, there you go. Just let the timing do everything.
Terrible fielding on the sideline.
Oh, well, no, yeah.
By Nick Stapleton. Disgraceful. Drop him.
But, no, both these batters are in great form this season. They've set up some good starts for Pembroke throughout many a game.
Goes again.
That's a nice shot.
Oh, just squeezes.
When it's not going your way as a team, it really does sometimes kick you when you're down.
Yeah, it's just nothing goes your way when it doesn't go your way.
Everything's just 5 feet on the left or 5 feet wide on the right, and you just get. And Andy Balbriggan had to do the fielding there.
Well, interfering with play, taking it where he did. I tell you,
go.
That's disgraceful. Man of that stature, he should know to wait till it hits the boundary rope.
He's just waiting. He wonders why he wasn't selected.
I think Pembroke could be in a bit of trouble not controlling their supporters there.
Anyway,
reports. Goes again. The power this time gets it through the fielder's hands to pick up one.
I'll just pick up one. That's okay. Good delivery back in and straight on the stumps. It was nice. Yep. Nice throw.
But no pressure today. Like it's just nothing silly. Like they're 32, 33 now.
Well, you can just see the disparity between both these sides. We're hoping that Balbriggan would put on a bit more of a score. It wasn't to be.
Well, the quality of the opening bowling was superb from Pembroke.
It has been a good bowling attack, and I'd like to say hello to Pete Prendergast for the first time today. An absolute legend in the club.
Well, in multiple clubs. Clontarf, Leinster. Oh, that's gone for you.
Yeah.
You can't put it there.
It was just a bit too short, a bit too wide, and it's just carved away there by Tim Tector.
It was way too short, way too wide. And with this field setting...
Well, being the power play as well, there's so many...
Look at
much everything.
He's just going to lean into that. Up and over the top. 2 bounds, just trickles into the rope for 4.
Nice. Yeah. Johnny Bell to do the fielding. And it's just not what, it's just a day that so far Balbriggan might have probably put behind them. But it's all character building. It all helps, your players improve and you see what situations you find yourself in and what you can do because he's not bowling badly. It's just that he's against two very, very informed batters.
Yeah. you could argue maybe have another fielder on the offside if he knows where he's going to put the ball. But this is, again, it seems to be a lot of teams in the power play. They always put their 2 fielders outside the ring, backward, fine leg, and third. They're always behind the bats. You very rarely see anyone outside the ring in front of the bats. So it's nearly like, well, we're setting the field for a case of bad bowling. So it does reduce the options for the bowler of where he can put the ball.
Anyway, dear Olivia, do you continue? Just drifting down leg side, unfortunately, and it's going to be a wide.
I think that's our first wide of the day from Balbriggan. Stark contrast from Pembroke's opening spell.
So, bowling quite tight line. Unfortunately, it's just, the opening pair here are very strong. So,
you're looking at the quality of the batting. Opening bat is definitely, there's a bit of a gap.
I suppose when you're in this situation,
well fielded.
It's very well fielded.
He was up so quickly with ball in hands. If the Pembroke batsman had attempted any run there, you were looking at a run out. That's superb fielding.
They're the small things that any team needs to do well, and especially when you got your back against the wall, just take small victories like that.
Well, when you've got a coach of Andre Bota's stature, who came from an international team that prided itself on its fielding, again, that's fine fielding there, one-handed to take. He's going to drill them to that mantra of the one thing we can control is our fielding. The area where we can always improve on it. They may be better batters, they may be better bowlers, but we can improve our fielding. And each of the 11 players can always do something to make their fielding better.
Some big gaps here. It's not a bad ball. It's just played away on the offside to a point region and no run. It's going to be a nice little bit of pace, actually, this bowler.
Yeah, he's into his third over, so obviously he's building up. He would just be disappointed that the first 2 overs went for so many. 19 so far from his 2.3 overs. You'd nearly wish from his point of view, have gotten into the flow a bit quicker. Because that is...
Oh, my goodness.
And that was the chance.
That was such a let-off there by Tim Tactor. That one should have been taken by the keeper. Balbriggan cannot believe it, and this just sums up their day, really.
Slip is very wide. He's nearly first and second slip.
Yep.
So whose catch is this?
This should have been taken by the keeper, I would have thought. Look at that. That's a tough one, but it just was too fast for him.
It's an easy first slip. Well, not easy. It's straight into first slip's belly.
I cannot believe their luck, Balbriggan. They just cannot believe that nothing is going right for them today. That was a
definite let off first.
Bit of luck there for Tim Tactor.
Yeah, it's when you're trying to fill so many gaps. That's where more you find.
Nice bowling there, though.
Oh, and he comes back with a bouncer, but Tactor's up to it. Just pulls away for one. Yeah, look, again, slip is so wide. He's almost a second slip. And that left a big gap between slip and wicketkeeper. Like you said, wicketkeeper almost got across. He didn't. A dive might have made a difference.
Yeah. He
just went with his hands up in the air. Now, his stance now, he's gone wider, the wicketkeeper, on his stance.
Yeah, wants to be careful he doesn't overcorrect there. And it gets him. But Tim was very lucky. Anyway, the bowler was very unlucky.
He's going very late into his stance as well. He's bending down very late.
Well, it was a good over there for
Pembroke. Yeah,
Pembroke, but it should have been a great over for Balbriggan. They should have got that breakthrough, but unfortunately, cricket's a brutal game, and sometimes it wasn't to be.
They've raced to 44 from 5 overs, so at this you're looking, you'd be lucky to get to 15 overs.
Yeah,
if this rate keeps going, and Balbriggan looks like they're going to go to spin. not when they'd want to, because we're still well within the power play.
But I think you've got no choice as the captain here. You've got to start shaking.
Oh, you've got to
things
throw
up.
the ball. Yeah, throw the ball around.
You've got to. Don't leave anything out there that could have been an opportunity, or maybe we should have changed a different tactic. You don't have any runs to play with, so throw everything you can into the game and see if something comes your way. I think this is a good move. I think this is the positive move from Balbriggan. They've got to try and get a couple of wickets here, even just from a pride point of view, because obviously there's some talent here. So it's just a matter of
they were Premier champions only 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So it's maybe they're going through a bit of a rebuilding stage, and every team at some stage goes through a bit of a doldrum, and so maybe this could be the start that drags them out.
It's been a bad year for them batting. It seemed, how you often would have one batsman go in a slump. It just seems this year for Balbriggan, the top 5 all went into a slump at the same time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate,
which is not ideal for any side. Because, like I said, this is pretty much the same team, a lot of the same team that won the title 2 seasons ago. It's just no runs on the board this year from them, and that's why they are bottom of the league.
Yeah. Well, there's obviously some class players in Balbriggan, so let's hope for the future that form comes back. They come back stronger than ever next year. It'd be good for cricket. And this one, just right in the arc there, and it's just played over the head of the man in the ring on the leg side, and it's straight to the boundary.
Vacant cow corner.
Yeah, Tim Tector is very strong. He gets onto these balls so quickly.
Bit of a twist in the tail over in the Phoenix Park.
Oh, yeah.
Couple of quick wickets for Phoenix. Marion were going along nicely going into the last 10 overs. But a couple of quick wickets is suddenly, they're now 165 for 5. Importantly for Marion, John Anderson is still there, not out on 59. But those 3 quick wickets, because they got Harbison out for 45, and Francis and Lewis joined them very, very soon after back in the hutch.
Right.
So all of a sudden, they're 5 down with only 9 overs to go. So Phoenix will be hoping to keep Marion to around the 200 mark here.
Which is pretty remarkable on a ground like in Phoenix, which is not the biggest ground in the world.
No, and with this kind of weather, the outfield should be... he's gone big.
Gee, that's going to be a shot. No one's getting that. No. That's, again, over the ring. The ring is all the way in upper in the circle. He's going to stop it.
Dragged it in well there. Yeah, who'd be a spinner bowling inside the power play with the fields to somebody like Tim Tector and JJ Garrett when they're in this form? It's
always going to be a massive challenge. But as we saw, Tim almost perished in an over or so ago. So you just got to keep your nerve and bowl to a plan.
Well, they're going to trust their technique and trust their form.
That's a nice bit of fielding there, but just a little bit. Throws a bit wide of the keeper, but good backing there.
Always going to be an easy single. Yeah, batters at this level, and when they're this good, obviously play representative with the Lightning. They're always going to trust. Like, they'll know you have ups and downs, form. Sometimes you get runs, sometimes you don't. But at the end of the day, you go back to your technique, and you trust it. You trust the shots. You can play.
That's a good ball.
Yeah. He darted it in there. I suppose that's all he can really do at the moment with the field so restrictive for him.
Yeah, it's probably a bit more expensive over than he hoped.
10 from it. Sorry,
anyway,
nine from it. Sorry.
After 6, it's Pembroke at 53 for loss of no wicket. Almost Balbriggan almost got the breakthrough, but it wasn't to be. So when it's not your day, it's not your day.
Well, it really feels that way for Balbriggan at the moment. I would say only the most very, very die-hard supporter for Balbriggan would be feeling any confidence or any hope at this stage.
Well, I think the chance of a super over are probably a bit on the slim side.
Especially since there is none in this competition.
Yeah, it's that too. And that's just lovely off the legs. Look at that one, and it's going to beat the fielder.
placed brilliantly. With the only fielder in the deep here on the leg side is very, very square, probably right on square leg, and that's pushed into the mid-wicket boundary by Gart for, again, you can't just overemphasise enough how good this and quick this outfield is. And any sort of bat on ball to a bowler with any pace, if you've placed it well, it's gone.
And that's, as you mentioned before, what JJ Garth is doing. He's just finding those gaps absolutely beautifully. His placement is amazing. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Just plays it away on the offside to mid-off.
Yeah, not bad for the 4th best cricketer in the family.
No comment.
So speaking of average batters from earlier, Joe Root's moved to 84. Anyone who was with us earlier, we were commenting on one of Pembroke's supporters commenting how badly Joe Root and how lucky he is to play for England.
Oh, that's a nice ball, actually. Just unlucky not to get anything on that. I'm impressed by this bowler, actually. I think he
has built his pace up, yeah.
Yeah, he's got some lovely pace now, but he's also getting the ball to seam around a bit, a little bit of movement here and there, and bangs it into a good line of length, so it's difficult for the batter to know whether to come forward or go back. Yeah, he's asking some good questions. He was a lot,
Again, but
he's looking the most dangerous so far, in my opinion.
But unfortunately for him, he's been the most dangerous. He's gotten the edge. Oh, that's short. It's gone over the head. Fine leg was brought inside the circle. It's got away for 4. They brought fine leg up so they could put batters. So that is not the delivery you want to bowl if your fine leg is inside the circle.
Yeah, you just know if you swing hard, if you get something on it, that's going to swing it. On that pace, it's more than likely going to be pretty safe.
That's his one for the over. I was just going to say, he's the one person who's gotten the chance today. He got the edge, and they've taken slip out. Why have you taken slip out? That's been their one chance. He's gotten an edge, and
maybe they think, it's a false shot. He's not going to play that again. But anyway, it's a bit rash. Maybe they should be a bit more attacking. But either way,
it's 8 off this over so far.
Yeah, it's just it's hard to see what Balbriggan can do.
Yeah, it really is a case
to get this wicket breakthrough.
Yeah, Pembroke have passed the halfway stage in the run chase. Oh, there's your little pop-up chance. Just not quite got on top of that.
He's pretty lucky he played with that with soft hands or didn't go through the shot, because that one could have been a pretty soft dismissal there to mid-wicket. Anyway, another over down. It's 7 down, and Pembroke have skated on to 61 for loss of no wicket. JJ Garth now 26 off 23, and Tim Tector 33 off 20. And he's just like watching a T20 match in some ways.
Well, they're going to bat that way. We're still in the we've 3 overs to go in the power play. Balbriggan,
it's all about line and length here, isn't it? That's
I think he's going to keep on trying to dart it in. It's there we go. He is trying to dart it in onto off stump, which
straight out to square leg, deep square leg, and the fielder unlucky. He was unlucky. He got there, but he just couldn't control it and went past him.
I think that's where a fielder needs to sometimes realise my job isn't to stop 1 or to cut off the 2. It was to stop the boundary. He was trying to get down and pick it up, and just didn't quite get his body behind the ball. Made a great effort.
No, it was a good effort, but I think that again, that's another example of how Balbriggan's day is going. It's just not working for them.
Again, Tector out to that deep. This time he gets around to cut it off, but it's going to be 2. These are excellent runners between the wickets. Look, when as we keep saying it, when it isn't going your way, it really doesn't go your way.
But I wouldn't be too despondent if I was Balbriggan. I mean, you are facing some, top talent batters here now. One good ball and it's all over for any batter. But again, it's a good test of your mettle here. I think.
Well, that's the chassis out. He ran.
He's
brilliant fielding. He called one he didn't need to. already 6 in the over. He fancied a quick single to keep the pressure on the Balbriggan side, but great concentration in the field from Balbriggan. Brilliant pickup, brilliant throw, direct hits, and that's Tector. Gone for a brilliantly made 39 from just a 23 deliveries.
Well, that was exceptional. I mean, they really needed, Pembroke really needed a misfield there. But no, that was a lovely pick-up, and what a throw, straight onto the stumps.
Yeah.
Here, we watch this again.
Yeah. I suspect that got the top of the stumps and bails.
Well, it's a sort of piece of play that, he obviously thought I've only just dabbed it, so I'm going to have time. And look at this pick-up and throw in the action. He was miles out of his crease.
Yeah. Like you said there, James, I think he called that because he hit it badly. Because it squirted off the bottom of the bats.
Thought he had time.
Yeah, it went. It didn't. He thought he hadn't hit it well enough to go to the fielder as quickly as it did. Again, the quality of the outfield was down doing there.
But that was fantastic. That's the sort of thing that inspires your team, and maybe that might be enough to give them a little bit of confidence now in the field, and that was sharp as. And so if you still keep believing, you may not win, but you'd be hoping to get a few wickets, get some.
Yeah, show your coach and your team. That popped.
See,
that popped. Show the skipper, show the coach, show the badge that you're capable of it. But I was going to say, so your reward for getting Tim Tector out is international Harry Tector coming in.
Yeah. So I mean, you've still got.
Oh, well bowled.
Yeah. I mean, look, his bowling seems to have gone up a notch in those last couple of deliveries.
Wicket will give that little confidence, yeah.
Anyway, so after 8, there's 67 for 1 now.
Yeah, wicket always changes the batter's attitude. From Balbriggan's point of view, I suppose they'll be hoping, to put a bit of pressure on the new batsman. He hasn't been in a lot of runs lately. So, he's got a chance here with still 56 needed. He's got a chance to get in and get some runs to his name.
A change of bowling here. Is it De Freitas coming on? Yeah, De Freitas coming on. Yep.
Yeah, these guys will know each other from the Interpros. I'm sure they faced each other nets and stuff. I was going to say that's the one. That's the little bit of extra advantage. When you look for fine margins in cricket matches, where some of the Pembroke players actually have, especially the ones who play Interpros like Tim Tector and stuff, they get extra time out in that Pembroke middle, not just the league game, but any Interpro games. So they're definitely used to their surroundings here.
Well, what I find interesting about Tim Tector mainly this year is that the only person that gets Tim Tector out is Tim Tector.
Yes. Like there was no need for that run in the grand scheme of things. It wasn't as if there's scoreboard pressure, run rate, required. Get the running going. We're behind here. He'd taken 6 off the first 2 deliveries. He could have just sat there. So, but look, he fancied it.
He did well today.
He certainly trusts the batters to come behind.
Anyway, Harry Tector off the mark. And this one is just played away sort of behind point. And there is a man down there in the deep. But they're going to take it on and they're going to come back for 2. That's very quick running.
Super running again.
My God, JJ Garth is like lightning between the stumps here. Harry Tector's no slouch himself, but JJ there was like an absolute racehorse. Making sure he got back very comfortably, and this is the sort of pressure that makes a fielding team make errors in the field and stuff. Oh, there you go.
Lovely. That just looks so graceful.
Yeah, does textbook shots, doesn't he? He's middling the ball. Doesn't look like he's in any real difficulty at all there, playing every ball on its merits.
I am earlier when I had my first lap of the year earlier. I haven't had a chance to with the commentary and the scoring. So I've only had 1 lap this year so far. That's what you call an easy retirement. But standing on the boundary while Nick was bowling, at the boundary line, I still didn't have enough reaction time.
Nah.
just standing back there having a look when he was bowling. I'd hate to be 20 yards away from it.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, over down. It's waiting for live scoring to catch up a bit, but I think it's 70 for 1 off 9, or maybe 72 or 71 for 1 off 9.
Yeah, so 43 needed for victory.
So the current run rate is just under 8, 7.89. Cracking along here.
There is a little bit of pressure here, like kind of self-inflicted pressure for Pembroke. They will be hoping to get a full point day, which means they can't lose another wicket. So that might be in their minds a little on how they approach it. We are only 9 overs gone. Last over before the end of the power play, but do you think they'd be worried about losing another wicket, or?
No, I don't think they're worried about that at all. I think that these two, well, the whole, I think, batting side will back themselves, and so I don't think that's in the back of their mind at all. I think it's just that they don't want to get out. I think they just, play the ball on its merits. They've got all the time in the world. What else are you going to do for the afternoon? So just play, and I like this bowler here. He's bowling a good line.
Oh,
that one just played away on the mid-on region.
It is. He's just unfortunate. Again, he may not have the field setting he wants just because of the game situation.
You're really in a damned if you do, damned if you don't sort of so to play with against really quality batsmen who are in form. If you bring up a field that's too attacking, they're just going to go over the top.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to, save boundaries, well, there's singles on offer everywhere. So,
And that's going to run away for 4. No chance for the. Oh, it's slowing. No, now it's gone. Yeah, just enough on its pace wise.
Soft hands there by
Tector.
A bit of luck. Wasn't the most convincing shot, but 4's for 4. All same in the book, as they say.
The book don't lie.
He's a man that has been struggling for form in recent times. We all know the class he is, and he has. But it just hasn't been his season, really.
Well, it was a fine day earlier for another Tector.
I know.
Alice Tector playing for Ireland under-19s. She had a, 1 wicket from 3 overs for just the 13 runs on 10 off 4 deliveries to help Ireland beat Scotland under-19s.
Yeah, and I'm delighted she was capped this month for the senior Irish squad as well. It was great to see her out there. Very talented family. Anyway, it's her older brother Harry out there at the moment with JJ Garth, and Balbriggan really need De Freitas to come up with something special here. Use all his experience to set a trap or to get the right amount of movement from the ball. That's not bad. That's not a bad start.
Well, he's definitely a different type of bowler to the Oliveira. Yeah. Because, obviously he's smaller in stature, so he's not going to get that ball coming from as much of a height. So he will be looking to try to get that ball a little bit fuller, kind of more of a slinger action. But he is generating a bit of pace there.
Yeah, he's not super sharp, but he's you got to respect him. But I think he can just get some subtle variation with the ball, which I think is where his danger is. Just get it to move offline ever so slightly, and all of a sudden you might have an edge behind to the keeper, or put a bit of a slower ball in there, so hopefully it might pop up. But JJ Garth's right on top of that. The ball, he's making contact right underneath the eye line there. No mistakes. Great technique.
So that terrible batsman we were talking about earlier, Joe Root, he's moved into the lucky 90s.
Yeah, one day you'll come good.
And he keeps trying. That's for somebody, he keeps trying. Like 170 odd tests. At least he keeps trying. Keep showing up, mate. Just keep showing up. You'll get a go. The man who gives the lifts gets you into the team.
Yep.
His only hope is actually Sri Lanka have England, by the way, 2-3-2 for 8. The only thing it seems stopping Root getting to his second ton of the Test match, and twice on the honours board at Lords in the same game, is if somebody can stay with him.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. This one just cut away
4 again
to a point.
Save the legs.
And there's no one there, and well, not at a traditional point region, and it just goes straight to the boundary. Beautiful timing. Let's watch this again. Yeah,
bit of weight, but just back foot onto back foot and just places turn of the wrist.
Well, what I like about that shot versus some of the other shots I've seen today, it wasn't trying to just cut the ball and and risk a top edge. It was just a straight bat that he let it ran off the surface.
Yeah, he's using the pace of the bowler brilliantly.
Yeah, and it's just
and again pushed
a lot less of a risk shot.
Well, again, when you have the joy of not having to force the shots, because like that there was no fielder on the cover boundary, so it was all about the placement.
After 11 overs, 80 on the score's moved on to 80 for 1. It's De Freitas actually not bowling bad in the context of things.
Well, again, if he'd on a normal day, he probably would have had a fielder on the cover boundary, and that wouldn't have been 4; it would have been a 1, possibly a 2. But
yeah, but he's only conceded 8 from his 2. He's been wicketless, unfortunately, from his point of view and his team's point of view. But yeah, just another thing different. A little bit of a slight breeze building here, just to make it very, very comfortable here in Pembroke, Sydney Parade.
Yeah, now the only question is, when do I break the seal? When does the first alcoholic beverage of the day get ordered?
About something else?
No,
yeah. It's a family show.
Yeah. I'm just talking about, I don't want to go too early. It's going to be a long night here. And we've got the cup final tomorrow, of course, in Rathmines. Pembroke 2 playing Civil Service 2 in the Tulane Cup final at 4 o'clock in Rathmines. So I have to be clear-eyed for that, for scoring.
A busy weekend for you there, mate.
Well, it's my usual week.
Yeah.
It's usual weekend, and then next week games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's just a normal cricketing summer.
Nice shot there, just played away to mid-on for the single. Deep mid-on is very deep. It's a long run position. So there's one run there all the time.
I'm delighted that tomorrow's cup final is a 4 o'clock kickoff. Gives me a chance to sober up before having to drive.
They're just rotating the strike nicely, these two in the middle. It's not bowling a bad line, but once they get it to sort of the mid-on position, there's no one there, and it's going to be run every time. Oh, that's a better ball. It's popped up a bit more than what the batter thought it was going to be, and
well, that's again going back to what we were saying in the first things. That's why Gavin Hoey is so dangerous. He seems to get that pop and bounce nearly off every delivery he bowls. It's not just the odd. He gets that extra bounce as a spinner that just troubles batsmen, because not only are they trying to navigate the spin he gets, but it's that extra bounce. It's hard to cover it up. It's hard to do a nice simple soft-handed forward defensive, because he's getting kick.
Well, after 12, it's 83 for 1. And it feels like Pembroke are just sort of cruising now.
Would you think we even get 5 more overs?
They've been cruising since the start, really, when you think of it.
From over 1, yeah.
But no, it's still a time to get a couple of wickets.
We've just passed your. We haven't gone. We've just passed your 245, the 245. It's now 251. So you weren't quite right on the finish.
Ball displayed out there to mid off and no run. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
that's a ball. Yeah,
just a kind of half a shot. Got through the defences of Tector.
Yeah, just again, Hasn't been his season. He's just struggling with the bat. Yeah, and that's a great breakthrough there by Balbriggan. Well, they fought hard for it.
Yeah.
And they bowled well. De Freitas,
well, we'll see here on the replay. But I just looked. He's got half getting to it.
It's inside edge.
Yeah, just played it on.
Just tried to dab it down.
Yeah, he's looking for that third man single.
Yeah, and it just got the inside edge and played onto his stumps.
Another day that would have squirted down to fine leg for 4, but when your luck's not in, your luck's not in.
Well, when cricket gods are like that, you feel like there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It's just everything you try. The other guy at the other end gets away with it, and you get out.
Yeah,
it's that sort of thing. It's
it's the other. Why is that a good shot for the other guy, not for me?
Anyway, it looks like
Stapleton has come to the crease.
Yep.
As expected at 4, the skipper. He
probably would have been hoping not to bat today.
Yeah.
But, anyway, it's good for the fan club out there.
Yeah. Hopefully everyone's still awake in Randwick.
Randwick's in Victoria, mate.
Oh, okay, sorry. There's not a Randwick in Sydney.
Probably there is actually 3.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so
yeah.
Back off. I've been there. Right, I'm going to start grilling you on Irish geography now.
Oh, mate, no.
Right, there's 3 rivers that come together.
The answer to that is who cares? Anyway.
I knew there was... Don't
fresh batsman out there. Stapleton picks up 2 from his first ball. That's a nice little shot.
Yeah.
Again, good defensive.
Defensive
straight there.
If you're coming in as a new batsman, it's not the worst situation. 30 runs to get from 40 overs.
No, you'd be backing yourself, but especially in they're all in form at the moment. They don't seem to have anyone who's not in form, so you'd be pretty confident that you can see this home. But as we know, cricket's a funny game.
Oh, that's brilliantly played.
Just whipped off
should
his
be cut off, but they could get 3 here. Will Stapleton take on the arm now? Safe 2. Safe 2. But a lovely push into the leg side from Stapleton. Just get full on his legs, and he just eased it through the gap between mid wicket and mid on.
Yeah, kept it nice and across the carpet.
Yeah, out here towards the commentary box. Great angle for us to see it on.
Yeah, there's no one in the deep down in Cow Corner, so if you get through the ring, there's runs every time. That one just goes on the offside and just left alone. But a good over there for Balbriggan and De Freitas. It's a breakthrough they needed. And after 13, it's 87 for 2. So it's good that they're still trying to take wickets. It's not over till it's over, but, I think it might be a bit of a mountain, a bit of an Everest climb.
For everyone at home, we'll see how many... you can start a drinking game. How many cliches can we get in before the end?
Maybe we should have, like we used to do at the end of the season when we played. It's like you could only talk in cliches once you cross the line onto the field. Buy him a piano and see if he can play that sort of thing,
He's gone fishing without any baits.
Yeah. Swinging like a barn.
It's rusty. It's a rusty old barn there. Yeah. He's swinging like the ding. Yeah, all
that sort of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough of that.
All the annoying stuff you hear from a 13-year-old kid playing in their first league game after you playing 30-odd years. Ooh, Dan Murray beside us has just broken the nets. I hope he's going to pay for the repairs. He bloody better.
It's just power. Well done, Dan.
Well, it wasn't much power.
Yeah, it's just timing power.
That's a big hole. I'm surprised he actually found it.
Anyway, it's for the people watching. It's a bit like radio. You can't see what's happening, so that's we watch the game.
Yeah, we have tomorrow's batters warming up for the cup final beside us. Sometimes you might pick up that noise.
You think just maybe after this over that they should try a different bowling attack, or these are the 2 best bowlers and just keep going? I
think that's all they can do, really. Like, you could maybe go back to Williamson and the angle change from the left arm. It's not like he bowled badly. It's just Garth played him beautifully through the covers.
That last ball just worked off his legs around the corner there into square leg position. There's no one really there, so he picks up a single.
You do suspect that Balbriggan are just kind of, they know, death is knocking at the door here.
Well, Garth now's stampeded onto 37. He's actually just taking his time, so he's 37 from 46.
Sedate.
Yeah.
Not short. Yeah. Whipped off the legs from Stapleton. Plays it well. It's just going to be the one now because man on the deep square leg boundary. So, end of the over. 4 from it, but again, when the run rate's at God knows what.
6.5.
You're going at 6.5, but the required run rate is scarily 0.64. 4 and over is fine.
Yeah. It's a little bit of pedestrian at the moment. Now, it was that great breakthrough last over, and they'll be hoping DeFreitas can do that again.
So, for anyone at home who's also obviously a Pembroke fan, just give you an update. Marion have moved to 202 for 7 in the Phoenix Park.
Oh, that's
They're
nice.
in the 47th over, so
It's played out there to the cover region, but there's a man there, so dot ball. But nice stroke.
Pembroke fans will be hoping Phoenix can restrict maybe Marion to under 220, because it's a fine day for batting. I'm sure anywhere in Leinster today, if you're a batsman, you want to be out there in the middle. Sun out. No clouds anywhere in sight. Definitely over the D4 area. It might actually even be warm in Railway. And there's lots of people. No. Maybe. No run. Oh, it's just beaten the fielder. They waited to see if it get through, and it snuck through there.
Yeah, just cut away there in the sort of gully region, and funny into attempt by the fielder to cut it off, but it was just too wide for him. Picks up a single. And again, just rotating the strike nicely here.
Another lovely push into the covers, and they're running so well. All of these players trust their partner, trust the call, trust the other guy's ability to get to the other ends. That there's very rarely it does happen, bad calling and yes no's. Famously this season we had it twice in Leinster in the away game. Oh, that's just pushed.
Oh, yeah, but he splits the gap. It was a little bit risky. It was at a nice catchable height for the man out there, and sort of a deepish mid-off, but it was wider than, it went almost like over the head of the, here we watched the replay, over the head of the bowler.
It was just straight enough.
Straight enough that...
Yeah, he couldn't cut it off. You can see it just landing wide. Couldn't get around in time, so a very nice shot for 4. Just a check push.
Now, I don't know how to put the hex on JJ, but I was hoping he was going to get to his half century, but he might run out of runs the way it's going.
Well, there's, what is it, only the 17 needed.
Yeah.
And he needed 12.
There's
there's
12
only
of them.
16 needed, and he needs 12 of them. And he's not on strike, so...
I don't think JJ really cares.
No.
But it just would have been nice, just from his point of view, to have another...
Does he need another 50? Like, fuck off. Share it around, mate.
Well, I think he does.
We're talking about a guy who's got 2 tons in the same weekend.
Anyway.
You think, well, what happened to trickle-down economics, where you maybe trickle down some of those runs to the lower teams?
Well, trickle-down economics doesn't work. We all know that. So there you go. Anyway, 15 overs gone, 98 for 2 for Pembroke. And one would feel it's just a matter of time now.
Start the tuk-tuk.
But there is a change of bowling now.
Yeah.
To Rich to come on for his first over. See if he can find that magic ball and take a wicket. Stapleton on strike.
You want to be able to say to Skip, you should have bowled me earlier. Oh, whipped away. He's playing so well off his legs since he's come in.
Yeah.
And Stapleton, anything in the leg region, he's just getting away for a run.
But the field is so deep as well, and there's no one in square leg position, so if you just get something on it, there's a run there.
Yeah.
So he's just picking his gaps nicely.
15. Definitely, if JJ's going to go for a 50, he'll have to go now. 15 required. He needs 12.
I wonder at this stage whether you just forget Pete guys in the deep and just bring them all in and cut off a single and make sure,
it doesn't matter. You're just...
Yeah, but
how quickly do you want to go back to the showers, really?
Well, that's kind of got, it's beyond... It had to be some sort of collapse, a world record collapse to sort of lose from here. But you kind of think, just to get another wicket maybe, do we just bring someone else off the boundary into a more catching position? So there you go. It's a single...
Yeah, that's well run.
That's a beautiful shot there. Just drops it behind you, so it goes straight into the ground, loose, soft fingers, soft hands, and it just has to get fielded by the keeper, and they scamper through for another single. So 100 up for Pembroke. 100 for 2 now.
Still in the 16th over. Oh, big
you're
shot.
You're going to slash hard. And
yeah, that's
Stapleton
right.
does.
Again, with this field setting, it's a safe shot in a way.
Big thick edge there.
One of the safest shots.
Yeah.
Wide third man, no slips. If it's outside off, get something on it. I doubt that wicket keeper's going to get across to it.
In the scheme of things, it wasn't as risky as what it first appeared, but... It wasn't where he wanted the ball to go, but he still get the result that he wanted.
But when people look at the book, they'll see 4. It's the beautiful thing.
Again, it just sums up some days when it's going your way in your position, it's not going their way.
Yeah. Oh. Now, you didn't need to play that one. Yeah, you'll just, in the bar afterwards, he said, I placed that exactly where I wanted to.
Third man has gone a bit straighter behind the batter at this stage, just to cut off maybe a secondary single like that. But that's a nice shot, but straight to the cover, fieldsman.
It should always be a dot at this level.
And after 16, it's 104 for 2.
Just the 10 needed by Pembroke. Off 34 overs.
Do we see a very relaxed bench?
We see Theo Lawson's in the house.
Yeah, former captain of the Pembroke First.
Yeah. Down there, his son wearing, unfortunately, that's child abuse in Aston Villa top. Need to report that. How some parents get away with doing that to their children is just disgraceful.
No comment. I'll leave that one alone.
Because you know nothing about football.
No, but leave that one alone. Anyway.
Oh, that should be out. It's gone over him.
It just went about 6 inches off, maybe.
He did pick the right height fielder.
A good effort there. He jumped up at the right time, but it was still just high enough just to graze over his fingers and went for the boundary for 4.
Be interesting if we had a replay to see whether it went through his fingers or over his fingers.
No, I think it went over about 6 to 12 inches. It was just enough.
There was a lot of power in that shot as well, though.
Yeah, it was.
It absolutely crashed to the boundary rope.
Again, when it's not going your way, it's not going your way.
Oh, and he goes again down the track. He wants to finish it here and it's over.
Yeah, he wants to get to his half century, so he's on 47 now.
Yeah. He's timed this perfectly to make James happy.
Lovely shot, straight over the bowler's head.
It's just,
Yeah.
It's time to go. It's time to get in the bar.
Well, maybe it's 43.
And down the track and over the top. That's 3 on the... You think he was in the power play. They brought the field in. And that's how to finish a match. 4-4-4. They brought the field in to cut out the single. So JJ with his skill went over the top.
And he brings up his half century.
And that's his 50 as well. Brilliant.
So,
brilliant
fantastic.
batting. And that completes an 8 wickets victory by Pembroke here today.
Yeah, beautiful shot.
Yeah.
No, that's the ball before.
So
ball before, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
Yeah.
That's the last ball. So we finish at
Pembroke
15:06. The match is over at 15:06, starting at 12. So not the long day of crickets we were expecting or hoping for. But hands are shaking in the middle. Obviously, Balbriggan disappointed with their efforts today. Nobody got going with the bat, really. Only 21 being the highest score. No real penetration in the bowling to trouble the openers for Pembroke. So, routine win in the end. Just short of full points because of 2 wickets down. But the job done of getting the victory to move on to next weekend for the final game of the season. Unfortunately, it's away in Marion, so we won't be able to bring you the game here on our channel. It will be available. Marion do stream their games, so you search for Marion Cricket, you will be able to catch the game on their channel. I don't think they do commentary. I think it's only picture only, but at least you'll be able to catch the game for those down in Australia, and hopefully to see a Pembroke lifting the title. So we're going to leave you there. It's a great win for Pembroke. The team marches on, and thanks for all watching.